say fuck or bugger.
And start streaming.
Da, 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 da. Da, da,
Doesn't matter
da.
that much because the audio always seems to be a bit pokey anyway until the version you put out that's
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always is, but I'm so I'm deliberately trying to be how to put this, not more professional, but have a version that works for YouTube.
Yeah, don't push it. Yeah.
So, oh yes, I need to do the other thing as well.
We apologise if we sounded more professional. Normal service will be resumed as soon as possible.
Do not disturb for 8 hours.
That's a long podcast.
Well, it just means that I don't get any Discord notifications until tomorrow, which is good.
I think I left mine on once, went to work, I left my Discord on my laptop, and Cadre was sat in here working and said, your thing just keeps going ping, because we were chatting the following day on my phone, and of course the notifications goes through the laptop speaker.
Oh.
Because I unplugged the headphones. Yeah.
Yeah, I have almost every Discord notification silenced, but there's some
Yeah,
you
I do a lot.
can't. And they are somewhat tricky. Let me just check the audio levels through YouTube.
Everybody keep quiet.
Really?
Okay, that sounds fine.
Oh, good.
Or at least I sound fine, so don't know about the rest of you.
I mean, priorities.
Yeah, true. As long as people can hear me, it's all okay, okay?
Okay.
I'm the
You
star.
are leading this circus of malcontents.
I'm the star of this thing, don't you know?
You're the tech, is what you are.
Person who can be bothered to learn Discord. Bothered to
Yeah, I can't be able to do that.
Discord, OBS, Audacity, what else?
That sounds quite hard.
AWS, WordPress.
There's a bit of that.
What's the name of the other thing? It's Lightsail, Amazon Lightsail. That's the other thing we had to learn. Amazon Lightsail's a really neat bit of technology because it means you can spin up an entire fake server in about 5 minutes. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh.
So I just tell it I want a new WordPress server and it makes it for me.
Nice.
Yeah. So here's your root key. Oh, by the way, do you want us to, if you've got a domain name, you can attach that. Yeah, that's fine. I'll put my domain name here. Oh, would you like that to be HTTPS? Just set this script and every 30 days I'll update it to be HTTPS for you. Cool, that's good as well. Like that. Yeah. And
Otherwise, you're living in the previous century, really, aren't you?
And it is cheap. I pay maximum $14 in a month on hosting. And that's for not just this, that's my own private stuff as well. Of which I have a fair amount. So
That's pretty good.
yeah. No,
I went with. Sorry, you go.
You went with Sorry, I didn't quite hear.
I went with Hostinger.
Oh, okay.
I've got a 5-year deal. And yeah, that does the club site and a few other things, and I don't have to worry about paying for it for a while. But the same kind of click here once, and oh look, the website appears.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Dom, are you a salesman? By the way, your pitch earlier was very silver-tongued for the ombre stuff.
No, I hate sales, but
No.
I have attracted the title at work for media bitch.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, I will I'll share a link in the chat for something probably not podcast worthy, but you can observe it at your own pleasure. Hold on.
I thought you were going to say peril for a second.
The
Then.
time lapse
that.
camera on a server room or some shit.
Yeah. Some shit, certainly.
It's some shit. You can watch these blinky lights on this sand any time, day or night.
No, not again. No.
No.
I'm out of that.
Look, one's gone blue. Why is it gone blue? What does it mean when it goes blue? Sorry, what?
First of all, I'm out of that industry. Secondly, I had a professional incident where that actually happened. We were working on the new Hitachi, what was it, HDS 8000 or something. I can't remember what the exact name was.
Is that one of the vibrators?
No, you've made that joke before, Bench, and it's never been funny.
That was nice. Well done.
I don't know if I have made that joke before.
Several dozen times, Bench.
Still funny, Ben. I like it. Win.
Oh, but anyway, so we've got this this box sat in the server room. Of course, it's pre-production, so it's got all the lights on it, but no one's actually bothered to make any of the faceplates for it. And at one point, one of our senior techs goes in, looks at the front sagely, kind of nods for a bit, notices the red lights, takes a photo, walks back into another senior tech, shows him the lights and goes, "What does this mean?" Turns out no one knew because they hadn't actually bothered to tell us at any point. Then again, this was the same organisation that at one point sent out a new kernel for our OS for this box. For those unaware, kernel, half the operating system, does a lot of communication with all the services that, do the work on your machine. And bearing in mind, this is a box we can only get to via the network, had omitted any and all network drivers, but had included all the drivers for Amstrad tape drives.
What?
Clever.
Yeah.
Win.
Had we installed it, we would have had several £1 million of useless tech.
But you couldn't connect to it at all. There was no direct link in it any way, shape, or form.
It would have had to go back to Japan to be reprogrammed.
Oh my god.
So yeah, had we installed it, death. So yeah,
Class.
That was fun.
Where's the undo button? Yeah, no. don't get
Oh no, not on pre-production. We also had the incident where some people thought to fix it, you could turn the power off and turn it back on again.
Oh my god.
No, that just instantly caused the entire box to shit itself. Because it spun up the fans, it tried to write everything to not enough core memory, and lost its operating system in the process. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
There's this script. Nice. Excellent.
We worked on some particularly dodgy pre-prod hardware. It was... yeah, it was a time.
I mean, I have worked on sounds and had some scary moments, but I think my more scary moments have always been sort of 2 or 3 in the morning when upgrading the exchange, the whole mail system, but doing it at night, late on a Friday, so the minute nobody's on it, and doing it from home rather than going in, because actually we've done it loads, it'd be fine. We've done it loads, it'd be fine. I did not come back at 2 in the morning, and just sat at home going,
Oh no.
what do I do? Fuck. How do I get this back? Right, I have to reboot the physical server that the virtual sat on. Right, I can do that. I can do that remotely. Let's do that as the first thing, and then just trying to work through how you get it back up again remotely without having to get in the car and drive in, or call the security company to let you in. Yeah, I've done that a few times, and luckily not ever had to go in through doing that. Just literally just nearly crap myself, and then gone. No, stop. Think it through. It is recoverable. Because we've set tools up to be able to remote reboot, hard, pull the power and stuff like that. Yeah, I think you killed it at stone dead and killed the operating system. It feels like it. Not my joy.
The joys of working in IT.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Joys. Yes. There's too much IT on this podcast. I've decided.
We can talk about toy soldiers instead.
Yes, we can. That's excellent. So I was just doing the the rounds of sharing the YouTube URL for this episode. I should probably go on Discord and ping people there too. UK War Machine community. Hooray! The Cadre is now live on YouTube. There we go. People can listen in, whether they do or not. That's not my problem.
Indeed.
So, yeah, so we're going to go through the Welsh.
Good.
I will probably talk a little bit about War Manchester, being as that's
Yep.
coming back next year as a 2-day. Does anyone have the dates handy for next year's Welsh?
26th, 27th of
27th.
June.
Thank you. Because
I thought it was 27th, 28th.
I think the Friday is the 26th, the 27th, 28th. I think the Friday is the 26th. Yes, you're right. Because I was thinking about, I've booked hotel, so hotel
Oh, I need
prices.
to do that.
Hotel prices are more than this year. Yeah, you're right. It's 27th, 28th because 26th is the Friday.
Why is it
I've already
June?
been looking at hotels. They are significantly more than they were this year.
Oh no,
Yours might not be where you booked, but I booked a different one. It was a bit cheaper.
I was gonna say,
Is there a reason to why it's in June?
Because May was then taken by Steamforge. The May dates that mine was
Yes.
usually used, Steamforge is taken for their thing.
Oh.
That's a short version.
who just sneezed?
Not me.
Sorry,
Right.
I just had my ears blasted out by something.
I am coughing. which is why
Oh,
I won't be around long because I'm going to make the audio terrible.
okay, fair enough. Yes, no, I've got the Welsh dates here now. Yeah, 27th, 28th of June. Says here. Says Martin.
Book a wall on Friday.
Yes. 'Cause
What, is Martin running it again?
yes. Jenkins can
What?
never leave.
I thought he'd given up.
He can't.
So we've
leave.
seen it. We've seen him playing in Tiverton. We could talk about it on the podcast. I think we should include that.
We did in the previous one.
Martin's rise to Martin's ascension.
Right. So I want to talk a bit about War Manchester. We're going to talk about the Welsh. Is there anything newsworthy model-wise? I mean, there's the new, there's the new not Chromac,
Yes.
but that's kind
And
of
imminent trolls, but that's not really a subject.
imminent trolls. Okay.
Well, that's just imminent trolls. It's just me, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see more of those when they arrive. We've got no stats. We've just seen.
No. We've got artwork. We've got nothing. Oh, we have models that what's it? But yeah, nothing really substantial yet.
we did
We'll rave
see-
about them when they actually arrive.
Was it Nova they previewed some models at?
Yes, I think so. There was the heavy and the light and the solo and some pig bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I think you
Hard to
should
know
talk
exactly what we're
about
looking at though.
that documentary that I posted a link to, if anyone actually did watch it, apart from Dom.
I watched it.
I
Yeah.
I don't know
watched
if it's worth talking about.
I watched it.
It was a bit weird.
I watched it via Mordian because
Yeah, that's what I did.
yeah. Well, that's the one I posted on the UK War Machine Discord. I said, "Here's a view from the other side of the fence," because I thought it was really interesting to just see someone there going, "Well, War Machine's a dead game." And I'm like, "I'm at a tournament with like 60 odd other
60 other people.
players. This game ain't dead yet, mate."
I think that was a
Yeah.
bit irresponsible to be so. There was
I-
a small caveat at the end of the original one.
There was.
I mean,
I will say,
yeah.
it is Mordian, and you take Mordian with about 2 barrels of salt, because all opinions are his own, and he is very opinionated, and he does not mesh with the mainstream 40k online hardcore community. He has his own set of opinions, sometimes right, sometimes very wrong. I think he's right on them being cowards for getting rid of challenger cards, but that's a whole other discussion. But yeah, Mordian's interesting.
I just think it's a bit, regardless, I think it is a bit dangerous to.
Well, it was
to
interesting.
write off.
It was interesting seeing one of the former players. I can't remember his name for the life of me. He's one of the Leicester lads.
What, Lee? You talking about Lee?
Yes, that sounds right.
He's the one that did the colossal wrestling thing at Smolka.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
it was interesting seeing him on there talking about, the game is dead and they killed it stone dead, and it's like, you skipped Mark III entirely.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to claim. I mean, it killed Leicester. Don't get me wrong, because a lot of their players were off in a snit about one thing or another. But it certainly didn't kill the game at the point he said. And I was genuinely surprised when they mentioned page 5. He's like, "No, that wasn't in the second edition rulebook." It's like, yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it very
Toned
was.
down slightly, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they decided to focus so much on that.
On page 5.
Yeah. I mean,
Competitive. They didn't see it as negative. They didn't. They neglected to see the negativity of it. They just saw it's competitive. You're going to lose, which is true of the game.
Yeah. So, just for reference, from the YouTube chat, we have Liam Jordan saying, "Christ, bit of a throwback, this lads."
Oh,
Hello, Liam.
Mr. Jordan. Jesus.
isn't everything we do a throwback?
No, that is fair.
I mean, we were good in Mark 2. Well, we were
I
mediocre
mean,
in Mark
Liam
2.
and I used to spend hours chatting and painting. So yeah, many years ago.
Yep. So, okay. Having waffled, I think we've got an idea for a show. So, I probably won't go through new Chromac, even though he has a weird like tiny pet there, which is quite cute.
Somebody's going to get upset about new Mac at some point, aren't they?
It is Chromac. It's got the same
I
mechanic.
know. It changes things, and I know.
It's
All right.
they're just circle but red. Oh, okay, Ben. Is this an issue we have? Is this the discussion we have to have on a future podcast?
I'm not well. Yeah, on a future one. Yeah, I'm not well enough to fight you bare-chested and oiled up tonight.
That's not an image
Carrying an
the
8-pound
public
baby.
needs.
And carrying an 8-pound baby.
I'm carrying fucking COVID or something. Ugh. Jeez.
But yes, no, we can have a discussion about that in future. Once more of Circle, I mean Old Umbre has been released. So
It's not
I
so.
mean, there's not
Might
much
as
left
well
for
say
it. It's next week that the auxiliary box comes out.
I mean, there's bits. It'll be
Yeah.
the Colossal will be the big one, which
Retail date's tomorrow, isn't it?
Lord only knows what the Colossal for Old Umbre is going to look like. But there we go.
If it's stone, then yes, you win. If
There's no
it's
stone
not,
in it. It's just, yeah, I don't know what it'll be. Who knows?
Well, I mean, it is deliberately patterned off the non-stone bits of Circle. Yes, I will admit
Yes,
that.
it is,
It
yeah.
doesn't have the stone bits. You would be quite right if you said that. And
all right then, it's a bird. It'll be a bird.
That does cross my mind, yeah.
Oh, because
Yeah.
Strix is birdie, isn't he?
Or some kind of like
Alba.
chimera-y kind of manticore.
Sorry, Dom. What did you say?
Strix is an owlbat rather than
Albat. Oh, okay.
bird. But yeah, it's birdish qualities.
Definitely has owl things going on. Agreed.
Okay, I've not paid enough attention to what Strix actually looks like. So
If you look at it without the wings on, it's very much like an owl.
I know it's sat in a box about 5 feet behind me, completely unglued and just in bubble wrap. Because
I mean, I'm sure it's doing wonderfully there.
because as soon as the Welsh was announced, it was like every hobby bit just in a box, don't care, just gonna paint all my stuff. I have not paid a single bit of attention to. I still have loads of unplayed Gravediggers that are just sat there because again they got shelved the second the Welsh was announced. Like, oh, it's
Are
fun.
you even gonna play Gravediggers, considering how much you say it just tables people and isn't a fun experience? Or...
That was Kurt.
That's me who says that. That's me who says that.
Oh, okay.
I
I
will.
thought it was.
So no, I'm not. No.
I will say we have a story about Gravediggers that I'm going to go into on the podcast. So
Okay.
Yeah, you rolled a 6, then I rolled a 4, then he
No.
rolled a 7.
no, we're not. No, as I said the other day, there is an outstanding 107 episode ban on full battle reports. That is how long this has been going on for. Over
I took
100
out my measuring stick.
over 100 episodes of me going, no, we're not doing the full game turn by turn. You know, then I rolled a 1 and a 2. No.
I love the way you'll bait on that every single fucking time.
Oh, I just it.
I downheart on it. It's so funny. Thank you very much for that. Well done. Thank you for biting so hard on that.
I'm a clockwork toy for that one. It drives me up the wall.
All I have to do is quote Rimmer there. That's all I have to do.
Yes, true.
More than vibrators. Is it?
I mean, that just makes me sad. So.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
Yes. Okay. Right, let's get ready to do this thing. I'll just have a sip of drink and.
Shall I just bugger off now then?
I mean, if
you can ask insightful questions.
My throat is more
Okay.
tickly than...
if you're not feeling up to it, Ben, you should go and get some rest.
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay.
All right. Well, have a good one.
Yeah.
And
You too. Hope you feel better.
thanks.
Yeah. Feel better
take
soon.
care.
Bye.
Okay.
I can't think of an interruption, by the way. You'd be glad to hear. I've been thinking about one. I can't think of one.
You were so close.
Well,
Liam Jordan, no full battle reports. What's the point of me being here then? For funny stories and the whimsy of it. I don't know. Hello and welcome to Elite Cadre, the War Machine podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously. I'm Mike.
I'm Kurt, and I didn't interrupt you. You may notice.
Yeah, it's going to be a thing now. It's cool.
And I'm Dom.
See, but we did interrupt Dom doing his introduction, so maybe that's the new format of the show.
Oh, I like it. I'm down with that. I'll make a note.
I'm unclear on this. Anyway, we are all here with we've had a lovely weekend together quite recently.
Why was that in quotes?
Well, parts of it were lovely, parts were not. Let's just put that part in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Having just returned from the Welsh Masters 2025, which we will always plug the Welsh because it is one of the best events the county here. So before I go any further, as a favour to Marty Jenkins, friend of the show, who has just taken on the Welsh Masters again after some time off it. So the next Welsh Masters will be June 27th to 28th in 2026 at Firestorm Games in Cardiff, as far as we're aware. Because tickets are on sale this weekend. It was a 65-person event this year, which is up a good half again from what it was last year. So hopefully we can keep going and. Oh no, that's 7 games.
Regain its former glory. Let's go with that.
I mean, I don't think it's ever been.
It was huge.
It was. I mean, it did go up to 120 odd players at one point.
I thought, 130 something. But yeah, you worked one of those, but it was huge. I remember.
Yes. Oh no, I did the Welsh as a press ganger for several years. Because playing 7-8 games in a weekend was the point where my brain went, no, can't handle this, no.
Indeed, I did that. It's
Because even this year, how can I put this? Having now passed the age of 40, the thought of doing 7 games in a weekend is pretty rough on the.
No, absolutely. I can totally empathise being past 40 as well.
Yes, Kurt, you are. You're past 40. Yes.
Yes.
We'll leave it there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Yes.
You shut up, Dom.
I would like to point out I am also in the past 40 club.
Yeah, it's the old men podcast, isn't it? Really, let's face it.
I didn't mean to go back to previous discussions that were had of there being a seniors group and B pipe and slippers after lunch.
Yes, true.
At events like this scale.
So, for those unaware of the Welsh Masters, previously Welsh Open, first of all, congratulations. This must be your first episode of listening to us. Secondly,
Have we talked about the Welsh Masters before?
I may have used the Dr. Manhattan meme for the thumbnail for this podcast. It is 2015. They're talking about the Welsh. It's 2016. They're talking about the Welsh. It's 2025. They're somehow still talking about the Welsh. the Welsh is a tournament that's been held in Cardiff, with some gaps since 2010. I believe it's the first one. The first one I went to was 2011.
Yeah, me too.
And I think aside from the first one, has always been held at Firestorm Games.
That's my understanding as well.
Yeah. It is. It has always been one of the largest events in the UK, by sort of the populace playing there. It has driven a lot of the international involvement in the UK War Machine scene. I know that I certainly played at least a couple of international players from Finland and Belgium this time round. Yeah.
There's a good carload of them of players from Belgium and a carload from Sweden and 2 or 3 Finnish, I think, as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
From conversations that I had and looking at the stats a little bit too.
Yes.
People travel.
And indeed, we did have, I think it was Woot, who was, very close to winning the whole thing. So,
Well, won last year.
Ah, okay. I can't remember that
Yeah.
far back.
He was back to defend. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
But yes, so, and it's always been also a big community event of the UK War Machine scene. Everyone takes their weekend out to go to the Welsh, which has been this sort of big fun community event with a raffle and Welsh cakes and hosted by Martin, who is definitely a personality and wants people to enjoy themselves. So I think you'd be happy enough with me saying that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we can have a
I suppose it might be sort of Martin didn't run this year's, but on the basis that that South Wales meta has definitely been slower to pick up War Machine again after pandemic and change of into Mark IV and all the recent changes. It's been slower, so he hasn't had to get the game, hasn't managed to play it as much. Didn't feel he could run it, and Steam Forge picked up the running of it themselves, which was fantastic of them.
Yeah.
But then in the meantime, Martin has been playing, and even coming down to see us in Tiverton a couple of times to come down for Dom's hosted events, which has been really fantastic. Really fantastic to see Martin playing again.
It's been great having him make the trip. He's a really good addition to the crew.
Yeah, Martin is one of those people who whenever he leaves the scene, you know he'll be back, because he's just such a kind of a force of personality on the UK scene.
Oh yeah, he's quit a few times, hasn't he? Thinking about it, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's the thing that all wargamers go through at some point. It's like, no, I've had enough of this game. I'm moving on. I'm doing something else. 3 months later.
Look.
But what if I tried this new faction?
But whether it's a different game or RC cars or whatever else, you're right. You just go, oh, just that might be different experience.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
not everyone comes back, but a lot of people. It's very hard to replace the feeling that War Machine has as a war game. Even though I play other war games, there's something about War Machine that just clicks differently with my brain, and I think that it just does pull some people back. But anyway, enough about that. We can get onto the Welsh itself. So this year, 65 players held in the, I would say the new Firestorm, but they've been there for a few years now.
It's like a new albino trolls, that is.
Yeah, and it is a lovely venue that it has. It's the playing area is all upstairs for us. It is air conditioned. It is right next to the cafe. I think apart from one game, I had plenty of space for gaming, which is really, really nice. Yeah. So Any experience about the event either of you two want to talk about?
Parking, but parking is adequate, but recommended to get there early on both days to make sure you can park unless you want to put your car halfway down the road
I
or around the corner.
Yeah.
I would also say, if the event does get much bigger, we may have what might be advisable is if people go onto the Welsh Masters Discord and we potentially talk about car shares, because obviously a lot of people are at a lot of different hotels. It might be good if some people could share cars on the way in, if they're at the same hotel. I don't know how feasible that is, but yeah, certainly for this year you could get parking. Another 20-40 people.
Yeah. It wouldn't scale that much.
No. Well, I think that first of all they would have to open up the front customer parking, and that impacts their business. So
Yes, because no local customers will be able to park. Yeah.
yeah. But that's
No, it was a.
sorry, Dom, go on.
I was going to say it was a good weekend. This is the third one that I've been to, and yeah, absolutely what I expected.
Oh wow!
Um,
Oh wow! So you're a relative newbie to this.
Yeah, yeah,
Only 3 years. Wow, that's
So I've known Dom and been playing War Machine with Dom. I think at a similar time that I've known you, Mike, since like 2011, 2012, and but yeah, no, Dom hasn't been to as many events elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
I generally like to stay at home, so yeah. But no,
Fair enough.
I eventually came to the Welsh. Must have been just after COVID, and really loved it. Even though that first one I was only there for a day because I got a foot infection somehow and could not walk, so I had to drop the second day. But it didn't put me off coming back. Weirdly, I think that first event was the one that I did the best in, even though I only was there for half of it.
Oh dear. I mean, to say that you had a good time even after all that is testament to the event itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So I mean, for myself, it was kind of. It's almost that annual cycle. It feels like a year has ended and I can go to the new one ahead. Because this has happened so many times.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can agree with that. You build up to it, don't you? As a Welsh, as the big event of the year.
well,
And no,
I think more than anything else this year, there was certainly quite a build up to it. Because this year was the first year that it was fully painted.
that doesn't really affect me.
It doesn't affect you so much, but it affects everyone else in the community.
Everyone else, yeah, because I'm the mug that always paints my armies anyway. Yeah.
War Machine does not, it could be said, have the best reputation for having fully painted armies on the table. For good or for ill. It is always more accessible if you don't have to paint. But at the same time, you're not likely to draw people in with armies of slate grey on the table. Which, you know, there's a balance to be struck. It's a discussion to be had. And I think there's a lot of conversation going on about it. Certainly in the post Welsh discussion that's been going on the UK War Machine Discord.
Well, for what it's worth, because we just had next year's Welsh, Martin has confirmed that one is another Iron Gauntlet qualifier and will be fully painted again.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think, I mean, this is going more into what we're seeing in the year ahead. I think that's going to be more of a theme. I think obviously you've got our new Masters springing up at the UKTC in Manchester. That Steamforged are partnering with a 40k and I think they do AOS at the same event. I'm not sure, but
I'm not sure.
they're teaming up with a Games Workshop sort of based tournament event to put on a Masters there, both in Manchester and London next year. And I have a feeling that because that's going to be the kind of event that already is, quote, battle ready, there will be at least some restrictions on that. We will have Lock and Load EU, well, Lock and Load UK next year, which that will have at least 2 events that are fully painted. As I think there's 9 Gauntlet Qualifier, and the Masters, I think that Jamie said, will be fully painted there. Details still to come on that. We know that it is in the Sheffield area, and it sounds like a pretty nice plan that they've got for it. But obviously, wait for Steamforged to announce more on that one. We've got the Welsh, which will be fully painted. We have the York Weekender, which I think that one probably won't be, because that's definitely not a Steamforged event, and there's been no say on that one so far. So yeah, we're having to start to consider a lot of 2-day events all of a sudden again, and it's nice because it's good to have a weekend away, have a good time of gaming set aside. You don't have to do that single day rush to get somewhere. Oh, can I get back in time for dinner? Kind of thing going on. But yeah, it's next year's calendar's looking very full. It is definitely starting to remind me of the Mark II times.
Yeah, we used to go to a lot of events back then.
Well, I mean, back then we had certainly I had like Ross on Wye, Leicester, Oxford. There were occasional events in Walsall, Kidderminster. Where else did I used to regularly go back in those days? I mean,
I didn't do so much Leicester, but used to do Ross and Wye, used to do Oxford obviously as well.
Yeah.
But we are hearing further down south there's talk of events cropping up in the Bournemouth area as well, from conversations with those guys over the weekend. So there's definitely increase in events as we go into next year.
Yeah, I mean the south has generally had a bit more. Well, the southwest certainly has always had a bit of more of a spotty and distributed scene. So to see,
Austell down in Cornwall play, yeah, absolutely, quite a lot.
So to see that like picking up, that can only be a good thing.
True.
That's the one I forgot. Northwest Gaming Centre, which was always, quote, an hour and a half from my house. Yeah, as long as you go on the M6 past Stafford, and that means parking up for an hour. But yes, it's definitely a reminder of those Mark II tournament almost every weekend days.
Or the option, anyway. Yeah.
Yes, I'm not sure I could go to a tournament every weekend.
No, I couldn't do that.
But it's nice to know that the option is there. Actually, while we're in publicising things, states, I feel that I should push. So over in Daventry, on the 22nd of November, we have the Bovine Comedy Team Tussle. There are currently 6 teams registered for that. It's 3-man teams. And yeah, Dave's looking for, well, more. Because at some point he can fill out the entire back room of, I forget the name of the shop, Battlefield Hobbies. That's it. And yeah, kick everyone else out the shop for the day.
Private hire.
Pardon?
Private hire event.
Oh yes, very. I mean, if you obviously you've not been to the shop, but it's divided into like 3 sections, and that back section, if you can just lock it off, it stops the 12-year-old 40k players wandering in and losing bits on the floor. They can stay in the middle room, the smaller one, where they can find things if they drop them. But yes, we do also have coming up in Birmingham on the 12th of October an Element Games tournament. In Essex, we have Aaron Wilson hosting Tooth and Claw, which is
cool.
another sort of standard steamroller affair. And on the 29th of November, we have Dan Price hosting a standard steamroller in Walsall.
Oh my word! Still a lot to go this year. I kind of thought it was winding down. There's not a lot left.
Well,
How long was I?
So I have an events page bookmarked on Longshanks that shows me all the upcoming things. And this year we've got 5 tournaments left, one of which is the team tournament. The other two that are on that page are the Welsh Master 2026. Thank you, Martin, for that spelling. Which has already got 14 players registered.
Already reliable.
Yeah. And War Manchester 2026, which is another. That's another Iron Gauntlet qualifier. So that's going to be probably fully painted as well, because that's run by Jamie P. Oh boy, and that's.
You might say he's got a vested interest in that one.
Yes, true. So yeah, there's a lot of events coming up. It's good to see. I mean, obviously, it's not the entire of the community. There's still, the lot that will be playing in their garage and around their kitchen table. But yeah, seeing quite this many events on again it's good. It's good. So
Growing scene's good.
Yeah. In reference to War Manchester as well, before we go fully more onto the Welsh, I did go to War Manchester this year. It was a very nice event run at the Northwest Gaming Centre, which is a pretty good venue. It could do with a lick of paint and a couple of carpet tiles replacing, maybe a bit of a dust, but is otherwise fine. It doesn't have the leaky ceiling that caused one game of War Machine to be abandoned due to rain anymore, which is good.
Good. Glad to hear.
Yes, but the car park could do with some attention as well. Having seen one person have to park in a lake, and genuinely, it was like pulling your scuba gear before you get out the car, because you will need to swim to the edge. So yeah, it's not as nice a venue as the Lodge. It is still leaps and bounds ahead of where it was when it was the Marauder Games Northwest Gaming Centre, which that was. I went there. It's the only place I've ever seen someone have to wargame in gloves. They were that cold. Yeah, no, that wasn't good. Well, that said, Ross on Wide did get pretty cold once, but that was a scout hut. It's got an excuse.
It was. I like that place. It was fun.
Yes.
Lighting was weird though.
Interesting. I can't remember the lighting being weird. I'll have to take your word.
I just remember it being the tinge of colour was made models look different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Oh,
the
yes.
White Trolls kind of went very much more pinky. It was very odd.
It's because the lights had the heating lamps in as well, I think.
I think you're right. I thought that. Yeah.
Sent the colours off and everything. No, you're right. But yes.
It was fun. I used to enjoy it. Used to have fun at games there. It was good.
So, War Manchester, if you're looking for a 2-day event, it's good fun. Jamie P definitely knows how to run an event. And that'll be August 22nd to 23rd of next year. I thought we were just running adverts today. It's quite
wow,
odd.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
You've been listening to Elite Cadre.
Okay, so back to Welsh. I mean, so obviously, as this had to be fully painted, I spent I would say weeks beforehand, but there was the summer heat wave where I refused to paint anything. I spent some time beforehand making sure my winter core was up to standard. I think I got a nice look to it in the end. I ended up taking Baronova and Vilcool, one of which turned out to be useful. How about yourself, Kurt? What did you end up taking?
I took Chimera, which I've been enjoying for most of this year. I took one very popular list. I took a Shiris list with the Trichimerax, which is a variation on a list that lots of people play. And I took Lilith, which is very much out of favour with most people, which I disagreed with at the start of the event, and by the end of it, having to come round to other people's opinions a little bit, but yeah, it was good. Yeah,
Ooh, okay, I'll be interested in hearing that.
we can circle back to that.
Yeah, no, it's Chimera, not Circle. Yeah.
That's old Umbre you're talking about now. Yeah.
Oh yes, Old Umbre, of course. So Dom, what did you end up taking? I know there's a story behind this, so we'll settle in.
Yeah, yes. So I've been waiting for Umbre for bloody ages, and it gutted me when SFG pushed it back 6 months, a year ago, and I've been waiting and waiting, and so I was always going to be taking Umbre to the Welsh. That was always my plan, and when they said it was fully painted, okay, this is doable. I've got a schedule. I can get to it. I can do it. I got my command box. I got all my battle groups. That's fine. That was way back in the summer, and then the when SFG pushed back the UK releases by a week, it tightened the schedule a bit. But no, this is still doable. I can do this. Delivery day comes, and I get my unit of Liegemen because I ordered a spare one direct from SFG. Where's the rest of it? Oh no. Okay, it's still with Royal Mail. It might come tomorrow. No. Eventually get around to Monday, and Royal Mail go, yeah, we've lost that box. Don't know where it is. That was the Monday before the Welsh. So I had 5 days to scramble lists, because since we had the rules for everything in July, I'd been practicing with lists that would have been legal had I had models all the way through. But then T-4 days, no, you're going to need new lists, and good luck to you. So I did take Umbre, and I succeeded at that part of the plan. However, I had zero practice with what I took because it was just shoehorning in all of the Cadre to fill points, and it's not what I've been practicing with.
That is definitely very rough. Because I can honestly say, having settled on my lists way too early and decided, no, I'm just not changing it. I'm just playing. I don't care if the lists are bad anymore. I'm just playing them. Having experience with those lists probably enabled me to do better than I would have otherwise. Changing your lists about, a week before and not having the time with a new faction, I can imagine being that's just horrible.
Hellish.
Yeah.
Hellish, I think is the word,
Yeah.
I mean, I do attribute my standing, which admittedly was not last. I do attribute my standing to a large part this series of events. But that said, I can't kid myself into thinking that I would have done a whole lot better. But maybe won another game, 2 more if I was lucky. But hey, it was still fun. I still enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I mean that's the key thing. As long as you had a great time there, then it's always good. But it's always that feeling as well. It's like, oh, that one game I could have done better in. Which, it always haunts you after the event. You sit there and think, I've done this and I've done this. And, oh, no. But...
Well, weirdly, I wasn't really feeling the lack of support pieces too much until my very last game, which was the mirror match. We'll get there when we get there, but it was the mirror match. And then that was just in very stark focus. Oh, this is how it all works with the right support pieces. And that felt very, very sharp.
Yes. Well, what we can do is, I've certainly got my list on Longshanks of where I went through. If we, there's a sinking feeling in my heart now. So we can go through round by round what we did. If people want to.
Highlights.
Yes, but not a full battle report. Just edited, best bits, highlights. No dice rolls, please. I rolled a 7, and then he rolled a 4, and then I rolled a 6.
So I do have 2 dice rolls that I will mention for specific purposes, not to wind you up.
Well, for the first round, I will go with my absolute comedy game against... I apologise in advance for this one. Ati Lapala? I know I've slaughtered that name. I really apologise for it. I've tried my best. He was
Finnish, isn't he? I think. Is that right?
He was
Finnish?
one of the Finnish contingent. He was playing Boom Boom McCoy, and I was playing Vilcool. And the shortest version of my game that I can give is that on his turn 1 he ran, on my turn 1 I ran, but I didn't run very far. I moved Vilcool up just to a hill, on just outside the edge of deployment, so that the next turn I could be in the kill box and potentially, do something with Vilcool. I passed the turn, and he went, I think you're dead, but we'll see. Oh, okay. Vilcool at this point, he's on a hill, on 0 camp.
That's a different show. We don't talk about that. Oh, we would.
Yeah. 3 shots later, one of which was shield guarded away, and 2 missed. Vilcool was dead.
Whoa. Missed. Wait, missed.
Yes. So, first shot came in, it was blast, it missed, and did 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And that was the point where I was like, oh no, this is bad. Second shot came in, it hit, I'm like, haha, shield guard to one of my 2 shield guards. This is good, I like it. Couple of squads came in, they missed as well. Yeah, then the second AoE came in and did the other 7. Like, oh, don't worry, Vilcool's tough. 3. Good game. It was the only model that had any damage on it other than the shield guard in the entire game.
Efficiency, I think you call that.
Yeah, so we finished at 0 CPs and only 10 army points scored for that entire first game. It was very short, and it was like, oh, that was a learning lesson. Thank you very much. I now know. Oh boy, gravediggers can move. Because the entire thing of the army coming forwards and then just repoing out of the way so the next group could get the shot. That was, yeah. I mean, there were a lot of missed shots in the end that weren't AoEs that didn't do anything, but having 3 shots, 2 of which were misses, kill my caster was galling. So yeah.
But when it happens, it's brutal.
Oh yeah. So Kurt, how about your first round?
My first round was against Dan Harwood from Dice Down Gaming, who I must apologise, I didn't twig. He recognised my voice, like literally like 2-3 sentences in. He went, "You're Lee Cadre." I was like, "Yeah." Funny you should say that. And that was very cool. So Dan was playing Dusk, which I was playing end of last year into the start of this year, so I know Dusk fairly well. I played Tyrus, and I put Lilith down. I've been playing a lot of Lilith. The general popular opinion is that Lilith is not great and not competitive. After playing into Old Umbre with my other Dusk lists, I felt that Old Umbre were out-threatening, and all the new shinies were going to be very bad for out-threatening, so I wrote a non-net desk, wrote my own Lilith list. I played it a lot, because it could potentially out-threat Old Umbre, and was heavily armoured, took a punch. So instead of playing lots of range game, it was Lilith was the only real range. I had Aberration and Nostilla. I had a couple of very unpopular Draculians, the heavy armoured war beasts, a couple of Vipex, because you do a couple of Vipex, and the cavalry and some support. It was a really good game. It was really, really tight. He went way up on scenario points, round 2, start round 3, something like that, but managed to pull it back in and stay in the game. And in the end, I clocked out, but he had less than 10 minutes left, and we ended up 13-12 on scenario points. It was really, really, and our army's points killed was 61-62. It was really, really close. Really good, really, really good fun game. Really glad to have met Dan properly, and it was an awesome fun game. I lost, but it was utterly fantastic. No dice rolls.
Yeah. That sounds like a good one.
It was great.
So-
Really enjoyed it. Didn't feel like I did anything horrendously wrong. It was just really tight, really close, and he just clicked it. I ran out of time, but yeah, and it was swinging both ways. My second turn, I think the time burn. I had a massive. Towards the Chimera, you always think about assassination because it's always on. It's always a potential.
Yeah.
I spent far too long debating assassination in round 2. I think is my own takeaway that I did wrong. If I hadn't, it'd have been tighter on time. But all round, really, really good game. Would really like to play down again. It was really good.
Cool. Cool.
Excellent.
Right. So, Dom, how about your round one?
In short, I got chimered. It's playing a chap called Dean Booth, and I dropped Yana. Dropped Yana into him, and it didn't go very nicely. To be fair, I lost on scenario rather than assassination, but that Trichimerex is so fast and so dominating, and I lost the ball presence for the scenario almost immediately. At which point I knew I was losing, and decided, can I even just kill the trike for army points for tiebreaker and for moral feel good about myself type victory? And the answer was no, just no.
Bugger in it.
Yeah. I mean, I will point out, considering the makeup of the Welsh, it was a full 1 in 3 players were playing Chimera. That was the only time I faced them. Fortunately, I'm not sure I could have done with more than that, but I'll take it.
I played into them more than that, and I played them.
Are we saying they're OP and skewed towards the top?
I don't think that's true.
Mm. There, there was. Oh yeah. Well, sorry, I've misread that. That that is an error.
One
There was
Storm
only one
Knight.
Storm Knight, but one of the games was misreported. Yeah, pick the wrong jokes.
Really. No. Oh,
I can hear you. Oh, now I can't.
just trying to make work for yourself now. Shame as always. Tell Bartley is part of the problem. We can't if he's not listening.
Yep. Apparently, okay. My microphone's back now. I don't know where I was lost from. Interesting. I may have to cobble myself together some bits later. So, yeah, that's
Or
fun.
just you?
Yeah, my desktop mic had stopped reporting for some reason. So,
No, you just get the joy of some ADR recording later, just by yourself.
well,
ADR.
yeah. And I'll just quickly go through the numbers again because I mean I'll probably have been lost somewhere in there, judging by the timing when Dave said it. So overall, we had 12 Chimera players. We had 8 Dusk, 6 each for Storm Legion, Wintercore, Necrofactorium, and the Brine Bloods. 5 each for Sea Raiders and Old Umbry. 4 for the Gravediggers. 2 Dark Operations. 1 Storm Knights. 1 Thornfall Alliance. And then, and 1 each for Infernals, Grimkin, and Crucible Guard. Now, what strikes me as interesting about that mix of factions is that aside from that 1 Thornfall Alliance and the 1 Storm Knights, that's all either new factions or factions that SFG's planning to release digitally.
Yep.
And
I'm impressed with the spread. I like it. I think it's, yes, there are more coming and anything else, but not massively more. I mean, it is, but they are the most. I'm not going to try and say they're not, but
yeah,
it seems reasonably well spread.
I think this is one of those, if you're going to take it to a scientific level and you knock out the top outlier and the bottom outlier.
Yes.
So you knock out the 1s, you knock out the 12. Going for a spread of 8, a main body of 6s and 5s, and then a couple of 2s at the end. That's actually not too bad. That's fairly healthy.
Yeah.
I think there's always going to be people who are going to be the individualist and they want to take their one special faction. You'll always find that Crucible Guard player. You'll always find that Dark Operations player. That's absolutely fine. I think we'll even see more Dark Operations now that we're seeing just some truly incredibly insane things being released on that 3D print version.
We might come back to that at the painting table.
Yeah. Okay. I've got to say, I'm looking. This is an aside. I'm looking at when the annual bonus comes in next year for us. If I'm still there, let's put it that way. When the annual bonus comes in next year for us, I am looking at getting a decent bamboo 3D printer with a very fine nozzle, and using that to print some of the Dark Operations stuff, because that looks very interesting.
It is.
Okay.
Well, if and when you do, I can help with that.
Excellent. I'll definitely definitely take tips on that one. By the way, if you didn't see Will Allen's Dark Operations,
They're amazing.
Wasn't it absolutely gorgeous?
I talked to Will about it as well. I did talk to him. They're amazing. The comic art stylings were amazing on them. It was yellow and black and white. It was so cool.
Yeah. I only saw it once, and it really just popped out of the table. It was just superb work. And I think he only ended up coming 3rd in Best Painted.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw the other 2 contenders. So if anyone saw that,
well, one was Jacob's Trolls, and Jacob's Trolls we saw last year in their starting point. But talked to him about it and looked at them, and I know how much work he's put in and how long he's spent time painting them. He's really sick of painting them, I think it's fair to say. I don't think he'd mind me saying that. Yeah, but they're amazing.
Jacob is a top tier painter. There's no doubt about that one. He's fantastic. I remember seeing his circle many years ago, and they were all just very.
Oh, I'd forgotten that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, I had completely forgot about that.
Yeah, it's one of my last endearing memories of Mark III. Is a game where he had his caster just kind of stood out at the back. Was it Una the Falconer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Una the Falconer. Yeah.
His caster just stood at the back, and my entire game was just running this set of crows up one side of the board, to the point where they're behind my caster, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Like,
I think I'm right in saying that's one of Russ's earlier
yes, yeah, I think
PP sculpts.
I think that was Russ's. Well, actually, you mean his first one,
First or second, yeah, it's really early days, I think. Yeah. Anyway,
or,
yeah.
or at least first released. Or something like that. But yes,
Yes, that's probably fair. Yeah.
it's a very nice sculpt. Just as a side point, having Russ walk up to the table at one point during one of my games meant I'm backing Mike in this game. Like, why? Because I sculpted more of those models than your opponents. Just walked off. Like, very classy, Russ. Thank you.
Yeah. You've just jinxed me, Russ. Thanks.
Not in that game, but we'll get there. Okay, so having gone wildly off track.
It's not like us.
No. Yeah. Game 2, I ended up against a gentleman from Belgium called Tom Vananderoy.
Well done.
Nicknamed Huggy.
Right.
I'll go with his nickname, Huggy.
Good.
He was playing Chimera. Unfortunately, I don't have the casters for this one, which is upsetting. I do remember it was on two fronts, and I got locked out of scenario very badly, very early on. Lost 9-2. It was a horror show that I do not wish to relive. There's PTSD and machine gun noises behind my eyes. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that one. 9-2 on scenario, 38-7 on APs. Not my finest moment, I'm afraid.
Wow. I thought my round 2 was bad. You've made me feel better.
Yeah. I'll pass to you then. You can talk for a bit.
So mine is you stole my words. I got broadcast scenario by Orgoth. I played Anthony Shaw. I played Anthony a number of times. I don't think I've ever beaten Anthony. Yeah, he's playing Orgoth. He's playing the horrible big dude with the big axe whose name escapes me. Horace, is that his name? Yeah.
Horace. Yeah.
Yeah. So massive, great, colossal, and lots of heavily armored, and I sort of carefully tried to contest everything. Got kicked the crap out of the things I was contesting with. Got dragged in and killed, and then he swamped and defeated, and I was like, he scored double on the cohort 50s on one side. So he went 6-0, and I was like, oh my god. Okay, so fundamentally, I have to take the other side away from you entirely. Which I did manage, but in order to make that work, I had to make sure my cav could reposition back onto my flag in order to take both flags in order to stay in contention. I did not manage it. I managed to kill the stuff on the left-hand side, but I had to put 2 models in to make sure it died. Make sure one particular model died, and then I could not get them to contest back. He was very generous with me, helping with movement. I still couldn't make it work. So he beat me 6-2. Yeah, I was over quickly.
I mean, it is interesting for all the claims that War Machine is the hardest of hardcore games with win at all costs gamers. It's like just how many people you get to the table with, and they do like, okay, I need to move here, and you work together to get things to a certain point, or the amount of times you lean across the table and go, okay, I can see what you're doing. Here's a reminder about what this model does. Does that matter to you?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, like, if you want to take back what you're doing, do it. It's fine.
Yeah. Even at a tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's like
I've done Anthony a long time. I don't know how long I've done Anthony. Not as long as I've known both of you, but quite a few years now. Yeah.
I think as long as it doesn't get to the third reminder of like this model has stealth. Like yeah, it's like once you've been warned twice, I think the third time is like you just missed this time. I'm afraid. Like you've had your warnings. Sorry. But no, it is good that you can often work together with your opponent to say, hey, I want to be here, I want to do this. That's always
we tried to get that. We actually tried to get the positioning. He was like, well, you can get one model in, and you can definitely rip her back. I'm like, I need to put 2. There's no way one's going to definitely kill him. And one did kill him, but he tuffed. So the second one was necessary in order to kill it. And then there was just not the positioning to rip her back. It just wasn't going to happen. So yeah, 6-2. Yeah, second loss. Yeah.
Okay. So Dom.
Yeah, so my round 2 was against Knight David playing Necrofactorum.
Oh,
And
for reference,
yeah.
the first Welsh Open champion. Just
Now, this will become relevant in a minute. Because we got to the table and he mentioned this was his third or fourth Mark IV game at this point.
Oh, okay.
So I go, ooh, internally, I might have a chance.
Got Robin in your hands. Yeah.
I'm not above clubbing baby seals like this. This might work for me. And yeah, I fed him 80 army points that game. I was effectively cabled. Yeah. He was playing. Essentially, it was the Cadre led by Kythos with Malefactor and all the Cephalixy stuff. But that hurt. That really hurt.
I've played Mike in the past. He's always been a good player, tight player, and just he's always been good. He's always been, even when he's been out of practice, he's always been pretty good in my experience.
Oh yeah, it proves that the muscle memory is still there.
It also proves that for all of the people who've said, Mark IV is radically different, it's like, no, that's different as you think. Like, there's still a lot of relevant skills in there that's still, you still need quick decision making and the ability to look at a unit and go, what's relevant here? How can I win on scenario? How can I grind my opponent to the dust?
I will still take, having played playing against Martin in one of his first games of Mark IV. I'm still taking that win. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I won't get another chance.
There is no shame in taking the win when you need to, but yeah.
Oh, do you only need 3 points ahead of me to win? Yes, mine. Good game.
Oh, yeah, I know. I have done that at club recently.
I'll take that though against Martin. I'll take it because you don't get a second chance.
No. Jenkins is under it all, under that appearance of the fun-loving rogue. But Martin is a good player at heart.
Yes.
And that often comes out. Okay, so that is our round 2. I believe we're all like 0-2 at this point.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. It's not going well, should we say?
So I feel at this point I should interject that my goal for this one was to do better than last year. Last year I went 3-3 and finished exactly in the middle of the table, and I thought that was with trolls. I'm like, Chimera, competitive, aggressive. I could do better with Chimera. Yeah. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So, moving on from there, we move on to the point where at least one of us is certain to win, because my round 3 was against Dom.
Yep.
It was on my favourite scenario, as we all know, payload. Yeah.
Refer back to a previous episode on Steamroller. Yes.
Yeah.
Scenarios.
I went with Vilcool. Dom, you went with Lycia?
Yep.
Yeah,
Lycia.
Lycia, who I'd recently played against, and I had underestimated threat ranges on that one, and found out that the 15-inch primeval charge from downtown was a heck of a thing. And
Living the dream.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, you went up on scenario and you forced me to play the Vilcul assassination. And at that point, it was purely positioning and dice. Like, could I get in the right position, and could I get the dice? And on that occasion, I pulled it off. But equally, if you'd positioned a couple of inches to the left, or I think it was
there wasn't much in it.
Yeah, it was where you'd positioned after your refuge, because I couldn't. There was one wall between Vilcul and Lycia that if you'd managed to get back behind, those numbers aren't good.
Yeah, I mean, you say a couple of inches. I think it was probably even down to like half an inch.
Yeah,
it was splitting hairs really for the placement.
Mm.
But I will have to say I think our game was one of my favourite ones of the whole weekend.
It ended up being, there wasn't a lot that got killed in whole on the table, but I think there's a lot that got damaged and roughed up, and it was very cagey. Because I think we were both aware that the other one had toys that could go, yes, you will die. Yeah, I think you also played a very different list to the previous one I played against, because that was. Did you have any of the sword primevals? I can't remember.
No, with Lithia, I only take the spear ones because Pincushion is lovely.
Yeah, that pincushion makes me just so scared, frankly, because that's a great way to just remove stuff from the table.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. Make it go away. Make it stop. But yeah, 2 of the hunting spear primevals is nasty, and you'd also got Vilkul and Razor on there.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know across the weekend how you felt that 20-point unit functioned for you.
I mean, caveated with I hadn't actually played the Super Solo version until the run up to the event with my last minute list. So I can guarantee you I did not use it optimally. But
You mean our practice on the Thursday before?
I think I might have had a game with Dan before that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we're talking 1 or 2 at that point. It's a mixed bag for me. I like the fact that they can get the benefit of friendly faction buffs.
Mm.
I can see a place for them in with Bodan, because Insight is going to be a dream on Vilkul.
For the +2 damage, yeah. It's
Yeah, +2 attack and damage. And I really like that. But, and this is where part of the practice and learning probably would have paid off, is that it feels really bad to run Razor, because there is no in-faction support for him. Vilkul has to fuel him herself, which means that really you're only getting one or the other doing work. You don't get both. And if Razor gets damaged at all, well, you better hope that you remember to bring Old Faithful, because there is no coming back from that. And in a Horde's army, I don't think I'd take Old Faithful as my first pick, because it is so trivially easy just to heal off the Warlock.
Yeah, true.
So I like aspects of it, but I don't know that they are a way to go, especially when Umbre get the rest of their toys. I don't think there is too much place for them outside of niche. Let's try something stupid list.
I found them intimidating when you put them on the table against me. I mean, I know I put resources into it to make sure they couldn't do so much, but Razor is intimidating. But I do get your point. It's difficult. It's not like playing Aberration and the Stiller, which is pretty self-supportive, can heal, can deal with the issues, lose a few boxes, can bring a system back online. It's not. They're more independent, aren't they?
Absolutely.
See, I would say, I mean, Magnus is just a Warjack. It's a very similar situation to Razor, but I also feel like Invictus brings more to the table than Razor does while it's active.
Oh, massively.
Because it's got 2 power 18 weapons, one of which ignores shields, the other which has got crit shred. It's got the crit knockdown gun. It's got the flamethrower as well. You've also got Energizer to go along with it. I feel like Razor's a bit left out, to be honest. I mean, you've got Avenging Force to give it that extra 3 inches of movement potentially if someone kills something within 10 of Vilcool.
Yeah.
If you do play it with Bodan, you have the potential for a befuddle into the right position. But at the end of the day, he's got a single POW 18 melee attack, a reloadable slug cannon, and 2 grenade launchers that are POW 10.
Yeah.
It's a lot, isn't it?
I mean, I know Razor on his own is fairly expensive as a warjack. Was it 18 point space?
Oh, really?
But
Yeah.
that's also it when you're playing him in Wintercore,
Yeah.
where you've
With
got
lots of extra
Arcanist,
focus.
Mechanic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
lots of stuff. Yeah, he likes the support.
I mean, I think Vilcool as a super solo probably worth 3. That's fairly. I mean, it's boost. Actually, maybe even 4 because obviously you've got boosts and you can run around. There's a POW 10 weapon master on her as well.
I think compared to other aggressive solos, you could say it's a 5, but you wouldn't go any harder than that. Yeah.
I don't think Razor makes up for the rest of those points. Because it doesn't have the table presence of the other super solo warjacks, doesn't have the flexibility, and if you're fueling him, you're turning Vilcool into a 2-point liability who's just stood there at the back of the table. That's not to say it's a bad package. I think it can be made into a good package. I think there's possibly a little bit of tinkering that might go on there in the new year.
I hope so.
I don't think it would take much. But
Make it
yeah,
a bit cheaper, perhaps.
make it a bit cheap. I think I would also find some way to have Razor either generate or be able to gain extra focus in Old Umbre. Just because. Oh, that's even worse. Vilcool's only Arcane
that?
4.
Yeah, she is. That's what I mean. Is if Razor is doing something, she is not, and vice versa.
What on earth were they thinking?
Maybe it play tested way too strong at sort of straight out of the box, and therefore they turned it down so much. She's 6 normally.
Yeah, 6 normally, which means I'd have expected to get a Magnus's Arcane 5 Control 12.
Yeah, which is to say, like, Magnus or Carver kind of level. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be that maybe they ignoring Razor, Vilcool with 5 focus was too much of a FOLO, and that's why they had to cap it.
I mean, you are looking at a Speed 7 Power 10 Weapon Master, but at the same Power 10 Weapon Master with Wardbreaker, but still, that feels rough, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Either way, I think we had a very good game, one that kind of had you definitely going ahead at the start, and you forced assassination upon me, which was
You forced me to win, I'm afraid. Yes.
This is the thing, though. This game is what changed the rest of my tournament look like. Once I got to that point, it was like, okay, I've got to go for the Vilcool assassination. Every other game with Vilcool then became, can I put myself more into a position where an assassination is possible? And yeah, we'll see how that goes.
So you're saying I helped?
You actually did. You forced me to reconsider how I was playing Vilcool, because I was playing Vilcool far too not cautiously, but I wasn't.
Defensively.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for that breakthrough. I wasn't trying to force things.
And it can be a trap, so you've got to be careful. But yes.
Oh yeah. So anything else you've got on our game, Dom? Or
No, I think we've covered it all.
okay, Kurt, your round 3.
My third game was against Graham Keane, who I believe is your neck of the woods-ish.
Yep,
Yeah.
Graham is one of our locals.
Who I've don't think we've met properly. I've seen him at events. I think we might actually. I think we might have played absolutely ages ago, like years and years ago. But it's a very faint memory, probably from I don't know where from. He was playing Signar Storm Legion,
Yeah.
and he put Huxley on the table.
Oh.
Yeah. So I played Lilith again, thinking line up the Vipex assassination as he comes towards me, dance around his jacks a bit, see if we can snipe him out, that kind of thing. Because yeah, Huxley is sturdy, but he's not. His stats aren't as sturdy as the model looks, in my opinion. Yeah, it started out fairly evenly, but I looked at assassination on turn 2. I thought, no, that's not on. No, and he came towards me a bit more. I put cavalry up on the left-hand flank just to contest and shove him off, and started to feel quite confident on scenario. He brought the general up in his following turn, and I thought, looking at the distance between things and the ability of the Vipex to sidestep, I could charge. I could get Hunter's Mark off on the general, charge long on the general with my killer Vipex, bounce off into another one. The other one, he was like, yeah, but if you do that, then you'll get pushed back because he's got positive charge, the shield thing that shoves you back, whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
On the other heavy. And I was like, oh, which round does that happen? He said, oh, I think it happens before your sidestep. And I'm like, are you sure? We looked it up. I'm like, I like that even better. He said, what do you mean? I went, because I will you'll push me back to here, and I'll sidestep straight into your caster. So I'll get to your caster in 2 sidesteps. He was like, oh crap. Yeah. So then all I had to do, was to secure Hunter's Mark on the general. Def 13, so I need 7. Put my arc node in position, activate caster, move forward, do something else, and then go to cast it. Boosted. Could I roll a 7 on 3 dice? No. Could I do it a second time? No.
Oh no.
Missed it twice. So I left my caster on 0 on no camp, and 0 camp, which I think is another podcast or YouTube, and which wasn't a complete disaster straight away, but did charge my Vipex into the general, thinking, right, the general's too close. I have to kill the general. Took the general down to, guess how many boxes?
1?
1. And he had fully operational Jack with this upkeep spell on it. I can't remember what it's called.
Failsafe?
Failsafe. Had failsafe up on it, so it was like, I don't care. So he then set up, and was it? I think it must have been the next turn, but it was very. I thought he's going, and I then flooded in to protect my caster to make sure there were different angles. Just jumped straight into him, and obviously, jackhammer is a real risk with Huxley. You bring your jack in, he has the repo, they come right in with repo, and then he gets into position and jackhammers the hell out of you, which is fundamentally what happened. But there were lots of steps in between. But he got the general into range of my caster after clearing house a bit here and there, and then jackhammered her, I think 3 times, and she died because he could feat and get his focus back. That was both. It was even on scenario, 2 all on scenario, but 44 points to 6 on army. It was like, yeah, stuff died. I was like, yeah, I've got assassination on, definitely gonna.
Pain.
It was going so well until it wasn't.
Indeed, it felt fairly evenly matched. He felt it was on the back foot from early on, because Chimera can give you that impression as they come across the table. He had a lot of armor, but I wasn't that intimidated by the armor because I was thinking I was going to go around it at some point. I'm going to take the punch and then go around it. No, not on this occasion. Good game though, it's fun.
Cool. Well, yeah, that sounds very Huxley to me. I've faced into that army and similar ones, and yep.
I was aware of it, but you kind of got to, you can't run away from it because then you lose on points otherwise, don't you?
It's a big wall of jacks. It's walking towards you. It's gonna hurt. So, okay, and now to the final round of day 1, where I think the batteries are a little worn down at this point. People were kind of just ready for the end of the day, but hey, you've got one more game to go. So I ended up playing into Chris Ferguson, who's from up north. This was the Cadre mirror match. Well, the Wintercore mirror match. We sat down at the table across from each other and said, okay, what are your casters? Baronova and Vilcourt. Ah, I see you were a man of culture as well. we having both the exact same casters, but radically different lists, which we didn't realise at the point where we sat down. Like, okay, fair enough. I made a poor choice of list here. I should not have chosen Baronova. It was a bad choice. It was a very bad choice. I'm not saying I lost on list selection, but yeah. Picked Baronova. Started off a game, and he picked Vilcourt. Started the game fairly strong because I was doing to him a version of what was done to me in game 1. I was just getting blast damage consistently on his caster, and took like 10 points off him over a couple of turns, which, made him back Vilcourt all the way off into a corner, but I then lost my Colossal really cheaply for it. I had all the Man of War streaming up the left-hand side of... Wolves at the heels. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Which meant there was an entire flank of the table that Chris just could not contend with. I don't think I eventually even lost one of the Man of War. It was just this stream of like light warjacks waltzing at one side of the table, but I couldn't stop from losing on scenario on the other two, on either the centre or the right hand side. So eventually there came a turn where I tried my best, but could not get back within that 3 CP zone. And because of the way things had worked out with him just killing the Colossal and me advancing into him but not doing much, it looked very unbalanced on points as well, at 41-5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Ooh.
well, this is the thing. I'd kill things, but not complete units. It's like I had his left-hand Bison dead, like 2 boxes off of 1 unit of suppressors. And, yeah, the next turn it was going down, but it was also engaged and couldn't do much. Especially against stuff it couldn't get blast damage on, and Power 19s weren't really doing the trick, because even if you land a Power 19 on a Man of War, the Man of War goes, and?
Yeah.
A lot of the time. Because a Power 19, you still need to run 11 to kill. Oh, well, an 11 to kill the Man of War... I keep trying to say Demo Corps, and it's not. Man of War Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
But my Wrecking Crew were also Iron-Fleshed.
Ow.
Yeah! Which meant that the front line was just a wall of steel walking forwards. And faster than you expect. But overall, yep, he definitely got me on scenario. Which was sad. Had I picked Vilcourt, had more flexibility with the jacks, it's possibly a different game. But yeah. That was it. So, lost it on scenario. How about yourself, Kurt?
It was clearly a round for Wintercore, because I played into Wintercore.
Cool.
Yeah, I played Mike Taylor, who, while we were chatting, realised that he used to be a regular gaming mate of, I don't know if you remember this name, Alex, I think his name was. Alex Smith, who used to be, or still technically is, part of the podcast. Just lost to playing some ninja Japanese, I don't know what they're called, Bushido game. So I played into him. He played Saverin with the Colossal, and which for some reason, Mastodon, that's what it's called. I think I couldn't remember the name of it. And I put Lilith down again, as I felt that was probably a reasonable shout into that, because he had a variety of different bits and pieces on the table. I can't quote the whole list, and I'm not going to bring it up to quote it out. But it was a variety of different things, of different units, and came up. He went first. He was very aggressive with the Mastodon. It was right in the middle, as fast as it could go, and Saverin can make things quite fast. And as he was finishing his movement, I went and talked to a judge quietly, because it wasn't that far. I was actually behind you, so I wasn't that far from the judge's table. And I went and said, can I stagger a colossal? Is there any way they can stop that?
Oh, it's this
Or
game.
can they?
You,
Yeah,
oh,
because I told you about it at the time.
yes, you. Go on.
Yeah, you like this, didn't you? So went after one of the judges, and he went, I don't want to prejudice it. I'm going to look it up, but I do have an opinion. But I'm just going to go and check. So I went back to the table, and he came over and went, "What's the scenario and why?" I went, I want to know if I can shoot full draw with Lilith at the colossal. As soon as he finished his go, I then measured the distance, including movement, and was like, definitely shoot it. And he said, I said, if I crit it, can I stagger it? And he went, yeah, there's nothing you can do. You can't shake it, can't do anything else. Yes, if you stagger it, it is staggered. It loses all its initial attacks. Can't shoot, can't melee without buying attacks. So I activated Lilith, cast Deadeye for 1, boosted the attack roll, rolled 4 dice, crit. Did a reasonable amount of damage. Didn't care about that because she's not going to shoot a colossal to death. I mean, it's armor piercing, but I'm a bit like it's a straight damage on 3 dice, which is not. The Aston doesn't care. It's got so many boxes, but it then couldn't do anything. It was in the middle of the table going, oh, okay. And then, so I then advanced very safely into cover and different places and made sure I was threatening scenario reasonably well. And then he came back at me and he was like, oh, I think, and he was eyeing up cleaning my caster. I'm like, you're staggered. And he was like, yeah, well, I can still do this. And I went, you can't shoot unless you're buying attacks, unless you've got reload on any weapons. You're not shooting. And he was like, oh.
Yeah.
He was thinking he could shoot me to death. And I'm like,
No.
you can't. Because it doesn't have reload anywhere, does it? I don't think.
Nope.
So unless you're auxiliary attacking or you're reloading, he's not shooting. And there's no way you can get a charge in. Too much mess, too many scenery in a way. No way you can get a charge, and you can't charge. Well, I think you can charge technically when you've lost the initials, but you can't make it. You can't make your charge attack. You're then buying additionals when you get there.
Keep going on.
I can't remember. We've had that debate a few times. We had that debate a few times on the weekend. But either way, I think you need your initials to make the charge, but I can't remember what the official rule. Either way, wasn't getting anywhere. And then he had another go and moved up a bit more and killed a few models, but not whole units, not whole anything else. And eyeing up where he'd left the colossal and started measuring from where my more aggressive Viperpex was. I was like, that looks like fun. So I shot the colossal again, staggered it again for safety's sake, for my own peace of mind, and then Hunter's marked it because it's like Dev 8. So Hunter's marked it so that I could get 3 charges into it, and tooled up the Vipex with everything to make it hit stupidly hard. I think I didn't have the bonus to hit. I just had start to death, so it was hitting at power strength 19, 21. So it's big talons. It's talons were hitting at power strength 21, and it charged for free at the Mastodon. Smacked it with the light weapons, danced up and sidestepped up the side of it, hit it with one of its 2-inch weapons, sidestepped out, couldn't quite clear the wall into Saverin, so smacked the solo that comes in the Cadre box that was to the other side, because I could hit that more easily. Hit that, sidestepped over, clear of the wall, and then bought a boosted attack into Saverin, and took Saverin to 1 box, which I felt quite good about. At that point, he was very much on the back foot. Couldn't do anything with his colossal. Tried to kill the Vipex with the colossal, but of course it couldn't even hit. Their 14 Vipex over a wall couldn't hit it, even with 3 focus. And then he basically ran Saverin away, or couldn't run because engaged, but moved Saverin away from the Vipex, and Lilith then shot it the next turn. I set up lots of different options, lots of ways to charge, thinking, right, if she misses, I want all these options. I want this to charge, that to charge, this to be ready to go. But she just shot it and he died, and Saverin died. So that was satisfying. A little bit harsh, but satisfying.
So
after 3 losses.
Just after having looked through yon rulebook,
oh yeah,
it does say that you must use your initials or a special attack after charging against your charge target if you're an independent model, which the Mastodon would be. But it's got neither, so
yep.
There's no limitation on the charge requiring you to have those.
But you can't make them. Yeah.
However,
you can still make the move.
It does say the first attack that you make at your charge target is a charge attack. So the bought attack would be
First
charge.
melee attack. First melee attack. Oh, so you have to buy the charge attack.
Yeah.
First melee attack must be the charge attack. You can make a ranged attack at the end of a charge and then still make melee after.
Yeah, melee
If
attack.
you've got combined whatever it's combined.
I was assuming the melee part of that because a melee range attack, a charge range attack just doesn't work.
No, but you can charge in, make a ranged attack, and then make your charge attack if you have that ability.
It does look like you would be able to buy it, yes.
So, but either way, yeah, he there was nowhere to land if he wanted to try and charge Lilith anyway. Yeah. So I got a assassination win, which felt a bit harsh, but after 3 losses, I took that. So it was 2-2 scenario, but 29-0 on army points.
Oof.
Well done.
So yeah, I was a bit happy with that.
Okay. Well, end of day 1 for you, Dom.
Now I've got a story here again.
Oh, story time. We like these.
Yeah, so if you look at Longshanks, it says that I was matched up against Darren Hazelden.
Is this your emotional roller coaster?
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I get to my table. I'm waiting, and one of the TOs walk up. I can't remember. I'm terrible with names, so I'm not going to try and get that wrong. He came up and said, "Right, I'm afraid your opponent has had to run off to something else, so we're going to give you a concession. We would have given him the bye, and then you would be matched up against someone else. But you already had the bye the previous round, so we can't give it to him again. So you're just going to get a concession and a free win, and you can play against the person who's got the bye." Okay, fine. I'll take a win.
Yep, sounds reasonable.
Yeah. So I'm still there waiting for the other person to turn up, and the TO comes back again. We've actually had 2 concessions this round, so what we're going to do is match you up against the other person who is opponentless, and that's going to be your game. So you're actually going to have to fight for your victory now. No more free wins. Oh, that's a sad feeling at the end of the day when I've just been told I've got a free win. So at that point, my opponent turns up, and it's Rob Essex from the Bristol crew.
Oh yeah, cool.
Played him a few times. Nice chap. He's playing Dusk, and we started doing all the pre-game normalness. Weary as hell at this point, obviously. And the TO comes back a 3rd time, and because the round had already started, they could not change any of the matchups at that point with the free tier of Longshanks, and so we both got concessions, we both got a win, and we can still play just for fun.
Awesome.
Sounds excellent.
Yes.
Well, excellent at the end. Excellent at the end, but I can see why there was a stress there.
Lots of up and down. I mean, this was my only win of the weekend, but I don't feel like I cheated the system for it, because I actually did pull a victory against Rob.
Oh, nice.
He played Azeroth with the Phantasm, which is scary as hell. I was playing Yana. I think of my 2 lists, Lycia is the one that I was definitely preferring. It felt better on the table at the weekend, but because there was no stakes, well, I'll take Yana just for the mols and see how it goes. And
that's the Bear Rider, is it? Is that right?
Yeah. That Phantasm moves fast, like super fast. Like before I knew it, it was 3 and a little bit inches away from Yana, which is not a good place to be with a 3-inch melee on a Colossal near your Warlock.
No.
So pulling out, looking at the table for a good amount of time, and I had Yana step, forwards, lob a spear at a little mechanic-y type dude way in the back, who was there wasn't enough space behind the wall for all three of them, so one of them was in front of the wall. Lobbed a spear at him, killed him, repoed forwards. There was I think there was a wild aggression in there as well somewhere. But then yeeted Strix miles down the table and attacked Hazaroth over the wall, who had 2 focus on him. Burnt through the focus and left him on 5 health, at which point I looked at the table some more, put Rush on a feral who was absolutely not spec'd for anything but support, who was then able to advance, jump over the wall, because it wasn't just Rush, of course, it was Conferred Rage, hence the lobbing the spear. So at that point, base speed 10, so advance 10 up the board, forced to jump for 5 to jump behind the wall that Hazaroth was standing behind, at which point the feral was out of control range, so it was just the 3 initial melee attacks to get down through the last 5 health. And because wild aggression, boosted attack rolls really helped.
Yeah.
But that was my win, and it was so close to being a Dejana by about 1/4 of an inch.
Ooh. Okay.
But yeah, I was happy with that's how my day 1 ended.
Yeah, no, it is always nice to go out on a win at the end of day 1. So at this point, we are all still in the same bracket of 1 and 3. And yeah, the day has ended. I will say after day 1, I was a ruin of a man. My entire evening was drive to KFC, go to drive-thru, consume chicken, sleep. I was a tired person.
We Matt and I shared a room, and we put TV on, had some food, and I think Minority Report. iRobot was on at 9. We put it on. I'm usually quite a night out. I'm usually up quite late. I did not see the end of iRobot. I think I was out way before 10:30.
Okay.
Which is very early for me. Very early for me indeed.
Yeah, I had the same experience. It's like it is 10:30. I need to close my eyes, just lie down.
I am old now. I need to go to bed.
Like it's really weird. On other evenings, I'm like 2 a.m. This is fine.
We used to go out. I used to go out in Cardiff after playing at the Welsh. I used to Conrad and Nick and I would go out and do stuff, and either go to cinema and then go to the pub and then drink and then fall into bed after quite copious amounts of alcohol at 2 in the morning or 3, and then play the next day.
In fairness, Conrad was fairly hardcore. Let's just put it that there. You know.
I'm I used to do that, and I just wanted to go to bed.
Oh dear. But yes, I'm guessing it was a similar scenario for you, Dom.
Well, it's a combination of the 2 of yours. I had the KFC. I went back to the hotel and watched Superman.
Oh, okay.
Which I
do like
rather enjoyed.
Film. I like new Superman films. Very
yes,
good.
no, the new James Gunn Superman was pretty good.
It gives me hope for the future of the DC movieverse.
Let us not slip into that conversation right now. We'll come back. Let's revisit that another day, because you and I have talked about this a few times. We don't violently disagree, but it's definitely an interesting topic to discuss at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's save that then for after a discussion of the Welsh.
Let's just say that my children identify you by your favourite Batman and leave it at that.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So after our rest, and still with the potential for the Welsh Masters to go 7 rounds.
Oh yes, because there were 5 unbeaten, or there was always an odd number of unbeaten players.
Yeah.
Going into the second day. So if if the play down lost at any point, it would be fine at 6.
But yes, so because we still had that uneven number, day 2, the first game started at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I cannot stress to you how unhappy this made me. So I staggered into the venue, still half asleep, brain firmly in the off position. I got to a table where I was facing dusk, who I don't face very often. I didn't really pay too much attention to the list. I just went, I'm playing Volkul. Whatever, yeah, that's fine. And my opponent picked Hazaroth. And that's when I looked at the tray and noticed the 2 phantasms.
Okay.
And somewhere deep in my brain, this little alarm going, oh no, started going off.
Was that the white ones or the off-white ones?
No, it was the gold and the silver.
Cool.
This is against one of the SFG staffers, Carl Matthews.
Cool.
Who, a very nice guy, had a great conversation with him. I will be honest, Russ just parked himself at the table. There was so much nonsense being talked during that game, to the point where Carl went, are you okay with Russ being here? Because we are just talking nonsense. I'm like, this is actually soothing my brain at the moment, so this is absolutely fine. Like, Russ can stay as long as he likes. I'm perfectly happy to chat to Russ. Bless him. Russ did say to Carl, it's like, of all the people you could face on a Sunday, Mike is probably your best option at this point. He'll break you in gently. I'm like, oh, okay. Wait, I'm not sure if that's a positive thing or not, but okay, we'll take it.
Yeah, what are you trying to say? Yeah.
We'll take it. But yes, so Hazaroth, double Colossals, double Cats, double the Spearman Soulless Guardians.
Sounds really fun. I like those lists already.
And 2 of the is it the Void Shapers?
Sorry, the what?
No, one of I think there's 2 Void Shapers, and
Yep.
There's units that can give the focus to the.
Oh, the support for units. I can't remember what they're called. Yes.
Yeah.
The Arcanists, something like that. That's not quite right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, they are there, and I'm sat there going, "There's no way I can deal with 2 Colossals. This list doesn't do it. I can't. There's nothing." Okay, fine. And this is playing trench warfare, so you've got the whole thing of like your flag scores nothing. You've got to be aggressive to get their flag to score 2, whatever. So I decide that I am not going to play the game. And my first turn, I just run everything forwards. He's moved up a bit in his first turn, so I kind of run everything forwards. I'm not going to take many attacks. I took some attacks on the left-hand side where I'd kind of got this light bit of stuff, like the Hounds and Lazarov, and accidentally crippled one of the weapons on his Colossals.
Oh wow, well done.
So it's like Lazarov went in, it's like badoom,
Interesting.
10 points of damage. I'll take it from column 3, please. Just and it's like that's most of the weapon. I'll fire the chain gun at him as well. Oh, that takes out his weapon. Oh no. So then he has his next. At this point, on the right hand side, I have pushed up a bison, Medvedits, a great bear. Like, I have put every valuable piece I have as far forward as I can cram them into his lines. And Russ was watching and said, "This looked like a Mark II game because you weren't playing. I wasn't playing. Stay out of range. Don't get charged. I was playing. Here are some treats. Come and get them."
Target-rich environment.
And he sends in the Colossal, and one hit on Medveditsa, 20 damage. Like, oh, okay, that's bad.
Oh, dear.
Second hit, kills it. Okay, fair enough. The bison goes down to some cats. But the problem is, because I'd got both wings doing things, and I'd pulled him out to the sides, he'd got to keep Hazaroth centered and far enough forward that he could keep both Colossals in control.
Which means he was exposed, I'm guessing.
Yes, and on low focus because he'd handed stuff out and he'd cast spells and yeah, this meant that Vilkul was close. Vilkul was also like after what's the spell?
Avenging Force.
Avenging Force, thank you. After Avenging Force, Vilkul was in the melee range of one of the Colossals. But then that just ended up with Invictus going full ham, rolling crits to just chainsaw the thing to pieces. Complete with the Great Bear as well, just going, and there's a cat dead, 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 which is quite fun. Yeah, just absolutely cleared the lane for Vilkul to charge into his spearman, kill one of those, and this is the point where it's like, oh, I'm within a few inches of your caster now. Feet, cold front, cyclone behind you, get an attack in for free, and murder. I was like, oh, I didn't realise you could move that far. Like, yes, I'm sorry. I played a classic Sunday morning game of War Machine where I ran everything forwards, then charged your caster and killed them. Oh. So, yeah, that was my Sunday morning game. It was the brain off assassination.
It's glorious.
Yeah, it absolutely was. The
Was
funniest...
it quick? Did you have time back as well?
Oh, I had like an hour and a bit left on the game. It was...
I hate you.
Yeah. But the funniest thing was that Colossal with a crippled weapon, it came in on his second turn. In its melee range, 3 of the shock trooper gunners and the hounds. Now, bearing in mind this is a Colossal, fully fueled, admittedly with 1 crippled weapon, and 6. I don't know how to say it. Small and medium base models in its melee range. By the end of the turn, it had killed 1 shock trooper gunner.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Wow.
Because it crippled weapon, it goes in on the shock trooper gunner, needs 6s to hit, doesn't get it. Then tries multiple attacks on the hounds, hits once.
Oh.
Scribala toughs.
The Def 14?
Def 14, needs 8s to hit.
Yeah.
I goes,
Wow.
oh, don't worry, I'll just buy another attack because he's already down. Like, no, he's in shield wall. He's not knocked down. Oh, he's Def 14. Yes, he's still Def 14. Yeah, so I ended, and in the end, just went, I'll take the last attack on that shock trooper gunner. Yeah, okay, squelches to bits, but that was the most miserable turn I've ever seen for a Phantasm, and it just warmed my heart inside.
I feel bad for the Phantom. I don't even own one, but I've been very tempted. I'm trying not to spend more on Dusk for the time being. Mainly because Troll's coming.
The more I see of the Phantasm, the more I can see the problems that other people have said about it. It is expensive. It can do a lot of damage, but if it doesn't hit that crit decap, it's just very rapidly stuck. I mean, odds are, with 2 of them, you're going to hit the crit decap on 1 with the powerful attack, and that's
especially you can reroll, but you can put a reroll on it as well.
Yeah. But yes, odds are you'll hit at least 1, and you'll be doing fantastic damage on that one. But it's rough. I think there are better Colossals out there. Also, it did cause something of an argument because there was a whole judge call for a good 20 minutes over how does bulldoze and flight work. And
landing point.
And the answer is you can just fly straight through something, but still bulldoze it on the way through.
It's optional as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can bulldoze it backwards.
And keep going.
Well, you have
to.
You have to still bulldoze directly away.
So if you hit it at an angle, it goes directly away out the way.
You could fly over it and then bulldoze it with your ass.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, I think we saw that online. Wow, messy.
That's horrible.
Oh yes, of course. Oh, that's that's filth.
Straighten something else, move it out of the way, and then
because it says when this model is base to base with an enemy model during its normal movement. Well, if you can opt not to take it the first time, because you can only bulldoze once per turn, yeah, you can take it as you exit on the other side. Oh, Dom, that's not
Yeah, it's an
nice.
discussion.
Oh, I don't like that.
No,
Anyway,
I'm not sure I do either.
I haven't bought one yet.
no, but you've got cardboard ones.
I have got a couple ones. Yeah,
Yes.
I've always got a couple ones.
Anyway, Kurt, no cardboard colossals for you in this game.
No, the round matchup got announced in the evening at some point, didn't it? It was put onto. It wasn't in the morning. It was already up by I don't know what time.
I was going to say it was early in the morning that it came out.
No, where's my phone? I can't look at it, but I think it was on at some point in the evening because my opponent sent me a Facebook message. Because my opponent for the first thing on the Sunday was Sean Hyman.
Okay, yeah.
And I played Sean before at the Welsh as well. And we got on well and stayed in contact. I got on well with Sean. And so I had a Chimera off against Sean. I've been following his painting and stuff with it as well. He's been knocking it out to get ready for the Welsh. So he played Nixian. I put this down again because I thought rather than I didn't fancy Nixian into Shiramis. That might be better with the Chimera with the Trichimerax. I don't know. We had a really good tight game. It was really close. It was swinging backwards and forwards. It did started to get desperate from my end as he came in. He had twin Wyverns and all the relevant usual support and some lashes. It wasn't a standard Nixian, but twin Wyverns with Nixian's quite nasty. Doesn't maximise feet, but it's quite horrible. He came into me. It just went on, and we did well. We I can't remember how many rounds we ended up playing. In the end, it just came down to we were both down into some way under sub 5 minutes, running at round clock time as well. The whole game took clock, and we were pretty much just activating caster, not much else, and clocking back across. Both went under a minute, and he assassinated me with something like 13 seconds left.
Wow.
And I took a photo. I took a photo of the clock. We were both way under a minute. It was it was. Well, we did again, like we said earlier on. It was that friendly approach of pause for scoring, and he's like, okay, so I can do this, I can do that. So I'm just gonna leech, and then I'm gonna make one attack, arc through into your caster, and that was his last turn. He was like making it ready. He didn't move the tokens. He'd be like, right, so click. I'm gonna leech it all in, and then I'm like, okay, and he had one attack, boost damage. I was dead, but it was it was really, really close. We were just running out of time. It was really, really good. That was good fun. I always enjoyed playing Sean.
Yeah,
Another loss.
Looking at the numbers, that one was decently close. There's only like 20 army points in it. But I scored more army points. I scored 45. He scored 22. Yeah.
And 10 of that was my caster. So, but that was because lots of my stuff was dead, but not all dead. Like lots of units were out. Lots of Cav, but there was another member of Cav left lying around. And he didn't kill all of very much. Yeah.
Very nice.
I mean, just hearing you talk about clock there reminds me the other thing we forgot to say about my game with Mike is that when Mike assassinated, there was sub a minute on his clock there as well.
Yeah, that was rough. That was the closest I came all weekend. It was
actually, I was one scenario point up most of that game from sort of turn 3. I just looked at it now, going, oh, I was 7-6 up as well, and 45 armor, 45 to 22.
Mm-hmm.
It was
out
time.
I will point out that on the same round, if we're going to talk about close on scenario points, just looking through one of the games on scenario points between Dave Bartley and Juicy Mannanen, 30 to 29.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's a lot on trench warfare. I'm guessing that's a lot of scoring the opponent's flag.
Must be.
How How do you get to 30 to 29 on that? That's
I've got high teens
do you know
in other games, but that's a lot.
even worse? 81 to 62 on army points as well.
What?
That means there's almost nothing left.
I think David. Tennant
Everyone
about
is
that,
just stood around their objectives, waving at the opposition.
Well, I'm not quite sure how the win is listed as scenario, and it was 1 point different. Interesting. Interesting.
something wrong with that. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of weird results in Longshanks.
Sorry, Pokemon dropped down, but yeah.
Oh, actually, no. It could be clock and then win via effectively 1 point on scenario.
Yeah, Deathlock is technically a scenario win,
Yeah,
even though there is an option for it on
there's
Longshanks.
there's a list of conditions you have to go through on Death Clock. It's like if you're up on this, you win on scenario. If you're up on this, you win on assassination.
Okay.
It's actually more nuanced than you'd think. Although weirdly, I don't know about yourselves, I don't find clock out happening in my games pretty much ever anymore.
Not much less. Much less. No, not like it used to be Mark 2, Mark 3. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I'm not saying that not for myself and not for my opponents. Something usually happens in that time span.
As you start to run out of time, you go for the desperation and stuff and just die, or yeah.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing of when the game turned to a limited number of turns. People complained bitterly, and then they realised that that's the number of turns they were usually taking anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, cool. Okay, Dom, I believe we're in
Yeah.
round 5.
My round 5. This was against a chap named Glenn Few playing Winterfall. He took Sakura, I went for Lycia, and I just could not crack the armor. It was full on, all the mana wars, all the armor, all the heaviness. It was a wall of steel just coming over the board.
I don't mean to sound bitter, but now you know what it's like.
Yes.
Playing to you playing that enough times.
The hilarious thing is, it was almost identical to the list I took to the Welsh last year and just utterly stomped. So, hey, I don't think the measure has moved around that much, but evidently arm skews may be a thing again. But yeah, it was just a very slow steamroller of a wall coming forwards. One of the things the TOs was doing at the Welsh this year that was different to previous is a spot prize for each round. And it was like a random objective you had to do. And this round, I didn't catch many of them, but this one was fail an assassination attempt.
Oh.
And I just joked that I'd given it to my opponent. He could just lob a shot and say he'd failed, because for the vast majority of the game, I had Lycia, who starts out at Def 16 on a hill with Surefoot for +2 defense, next to a guard dog for +2 against melee, behind a wall, and just stacking it up. So it's, yeah, come on, I'll give you the prize, just try it. But that was a rather amusing stacking of astronomical death.
I'm looking at Glenn's list at the moment. Like, it doesn't. Just looking at it in isolation, it actually doesn't look that heavily armored. But then you start digging down, and you realise, oh, okay, it's got iron flesh, and there's an avalanche, which that's pretty good. It's got a shield, and then both direwolves, they have shields, so they're armor 21. And Medveditsa's armor 22. And the bison, that doesn't go anywhere fast. And then you got a bunch of wrecking crew. You got the pikemen going up to armor 18.
Only the pair of you with long-standing Cadre, both of your play history, would stand there and go, "That's not very high skew." I'm like, "Armor skew?" I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, but this is the thing. I mean, what was it this week? I presented my opponent with like, which Cadre Jack do you want to kill? The armor 22 one, the armor 22 one, or the armor 22 one? And it was
I can't.
choice.
I mean, as historically a troll player, then yes, I'm there with you, but it's just a lot.
yeah. And it comes to the thing where the light infantry in that list is the hounds.
Yeah, they're no joke.
Yeah, who you look at them and they go, okay, their armor. I think they start armor 14. Is it 14 up to 16 or 4 or 15? No, it's 15.
15 to 17.
15 to 17. 15 up to 17, and no, but they got 8 boxes and tough and no knockdown, and then you put iron flesh on them, and all of a sudden they become a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay. And of course, with Sakura, then you've got the +2 for being engaged as well, and
Yeah, well, I suffered a lot of positive charge. I mean, the heaviest hitters in my list were, Razor, but we've already talked about his deficiency,
yeah,
and my primevals with Seers, who are 15, go up to 17 when they've got the corpses.
yeah.
For the most part, they'll be fine, but not against that list.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Because no, you dice off 5-4 against most of that list most of the time. And you'd almost have to rely on things like the spear primals that have the crit smite.
Yeah.
I did try that and did not roll any.
But they do, yes. But they do have crit.
Yeah.
Crit smite or something like that, or crit slam. Something like that.
Smite.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, smite is the weapon quality that causes slam. It's
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah.
yeah, it's a weird one. It's like how you don't have crit throw, you have crit pitch.
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure. Does crit pitch actually exist in the game anymore?
I can't remember. I can't think I've got it anywhere.
I don't know about crit pitch, but combo pitch certainly exists.
I'm now going to go to where I know it will almost certainly be if it does exist, which will be Menoth.
Welcome to Fascinating Radio with Elite Cadre, where we look at rules. I'm not, but they are looking at rules. And while you wait, meanwhile, here's some music.
We're looking at things that I will edit out later.
Hang on a minute. The crit throw, thinking back to the old Cadre Colossal, I think that was called Crit Devastation.
Oh,
No, that was the ranged one.
Yeah.
That was the one where anything in the AoE got lobbed.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I can't remember. There we go. Yes, it does still exist as a rule. It's on the Menoth Guardian.
Does that count?
It's technically still a model playable in War Machine.
I mean, I sold mine, so sure it doesn't count.
I don't know.
Oh, the crit pitch. With the spear, they always just had it, didn't it? Always
Yeah.
just had that.
Yeah, that was a classical Menoth thing to do. And yeah,
upgrades.
It is still playable in tournaments because if you take which faction is it? Temple Guardians. Yeah, the Guardian is in there.
I think so, yeah.
Actually,
Cool.
Temple Guardians has a long list of warjacks it can take. Like
Both do, but yeah.
a screen's worth. Good lord.
I think that's true of an awful lot of the legacy factions when you look at them, because they've got like not quite half the army, and their armies were enormous by that point.
Yeah. Well, I did to sidetrack a little at this point. I did go back and take a look because I wanted to find out some of the rules for Strakov, because I was talking to Jamie P about Vilcor being a mix of Mark II Sorsha 1 and Strakov. I looked at Strakov as he is in Mark IV. It's like, what is this? This isn't the caster I remember. Totally different now.
Like he got massively changed.
Yeah, so Kurt, if you put Strakov on the table, what would you think his feat was?
Is what was?
Strakov. His feat.
Oh. Well, I'm trying to remember what Strakov's feat was before. It's going to be some kind of immunity and probably move back to the table. Not take.
No, it was charged from miles away.
Okay, but it's aggressive feat. Okay.
I think I've just lost audio.
Hello?
We're doing well.
Hello?
I think. Hello.
Hello.
Ah, there we
Hello.
go. I lost my headphones for a second. Sorry.
We're doing well.
Yeah, technical glitches. They're lovely. Thankfully, I have the power of editing. So, what did you say? What you thought his feat was?
So I thought it was that he moved up the table quickly and gained some kind of immunity for more of your models. But then Dom cut in and said it was come up the table really, really fast. What
Yep.
else did you say, Dom? I can't remember.
I mean, that is the basis of it. Strakov's whole feat was if you're charging something within his control area, you got up to +4 inches of movement.
Wow.
Which with can't remember what the other part was. Effectively, you could have a big sidestep on a Cadre Jack, which enabled these absurd charges into the backline with Beast 09.
With his speed 4 jacks. Nice.
Yeah. Well, because what you do is you'd have like an 11... Oh, and superiority. So you'd have a 13, 15 threat charge with Beast into some infantry. And then with Overrun, you'd bounce off those infantry into the caster for another, 6 inches of movement. It was absolutely crazy. So you'd arrive at the caster, still with 2 focus on you, with a POW 19 Beast going, haha, big stick hurt. And yeah, it was one of my favourite things. Actually, no, I think it was charged for free as well. Either way, it did just hurt in Mark II. The current Strakov's feat is 1 control range, friendly models gain stealth, reposition 3, and takedown. 1 is control range, enemy models range weapons suffer -4 range. Dead of night lasts for 1 round.
So he hasn't got a feat, basically.
It's just what are you doing? Where's Strakov gone? I'm kind of sad. Yeah, he's just disappeared. It makes me wonder if I went through a lot of the other casts, what else I'd find in old Cadre that was just completely wrong. I mean, Karchev died in Mark III. Toe got taken away. We don't talk about that one. That was the point where I put down Cadre forever myself. I was so into that Karchev power slam for years, power slide for years, that it worked so well. But yeah. Oh well. Anyway.
I try not to look too much. You are making me want to go look back at the older troll rules and stuff, but I haven't investigated too much into those because I don't want to know. I don't want it to be ruined.
I'm genuinely surprised you haven't cracked at some of the classic trolls for a couple of games.
It's tempting, and I do get the models out, and I do look at them and go, I could do that. It's tempting with the new trolls coming and stuff, to break them out and place them. But no, because they split it up, because it's split into like 2 themes, if you like, as we used to call them. I feel like I can't play the things I want to together. So it feels restrictive, and yeah, it's just not the same. It doesn't feel the same.
Oh, hey.
Although I was thinking you can't. There's no AXA in the same list as the Earthborn, so you can't rush the Earthborn. But the other light's got rush as well, so you can do the mega Earthborn charge still. Put the Earthborn in rough terrain, give him rush, mega long range. He doesn't steal the weapon power like he used to, though. That was always hilarious. Sending miles in.
Just for we have some feedback from Dave Bartley on scoring on that game that was 30-29. We both had the flag scoring. I scored 6 points on the final turn. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
That'll shift a game pretty quick. Okay. I believe are we all done with round 5?
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Round 6. I believe I faced one of your locals in Matt Askell.
Indeed.
Yes.
So this ended up being another Vilcor. I picked Vilcor before we got to the table at this point because I'd had 2 assassinations. I was feeling more confident in Vilcor than I was with Baronova. Yeah. Matt put down a caster I'd never seen before in Valix.
So he does like Valix. He likes Valix a lot. Generally, the Chimera community think Valax is possibly the worst caster in Chimera. Matt's a big fan. Really likes it. Really likes him. Likes to put him in the middle and go, "Ha! Please don't kill me."
It's a bit of a pain with that whole like -6 range thing
Range.
going on, because this is the point where I realised, oh, my shock trooper gunners are range 2.
Yep.
That's a problem. I will keep this game short and sweet because he moved up turn 1, I moved up turn 1, and I chose on turn, I think it was turn 1, to make a measurement with Invictus. But it wasn't really an Invictus measurement, because I was measuring Invictus's 7-inch move plus 12-inch for the gun. I'm like, okay, Valix is just out. I can't, lob a long-range shot at anything near him. But I thought, I'll just measure. But I wasn't really measuring for Valix because I didn't want to give away the game that I was measuring for Vilcool. Who was like, just to the side.
You're bringing back Mark II vibes there.
Yeah. Honestly, as soon as I start playing like it's Mark II, suddenly my game gets a little bit better, and I don't know what. Maybe it's just muscle memory that's going in. But
I never thought that actually of approaching it like Mark II and not getting all kind of right. Stay out of this threat. Stay out of that threat. Stay out of this threat. Okay, cool. Oh, I lost the scenario. So maybe you've gone to something there.
I think the thing is with Vilcool, nothing in Vilcool's army matters unless it's delivering Vilcool or knocking something down for Vilcool, or it's something like that. You've got the in my version. You've got the officer who can give a combat coordination. That's vaguely important. You've got Invictus who can do the ranged knockdown or go in and chainsaw to soften things up. You've got the Bison who can provide her mobile cover on the way in, and you've got the Direwolf who's got the whole no knockdown, blast resistance, which I should have done in game 1, but I was stupid. And Shield Guard. Like, outside of those pieces, everything else is fully disposable. But yeah, that bottom of 3, it was a case of I can see Valix, I can get in range, and it's when I put the proxy base behind the caster that there was that realization of, I'm going to charge through this model that's next to you, and I don't have to go across the wall. No, I could have done this more efficiently, I know now, because Valix can't be knocked down, and I tried to arrange knockdown with Invictus. What I should have done, actually, is Invictus was fully loaded up. I should have just walked in and just chainsawed over the wall and hoped to hit the 13 on 2 attacks. Because once you do that, power 18s on a caster with 2 focus on them, not great for their health long term. But it was a fun game. It was entirely designed for me go forwards, me smash caster in face with axe. And indeed, it was 2 CPs each and 10 points to me and none to Matt. So nothing got taken off the table other than the caster. But he didn't make it easy for me. And I think if he'd known I could land behind the caster, there would have been something there.
So Matt is my generally most frequent opponent. We've played a lot of Mirror Match Chimera. He does get very aggressive with Valix, and it's like, okay, well I can kill it now. It's like, it's it is that -6 range is really really good, but you need to like stay out of that range as well. But I think Valix is yet to be unlocked. Really, there's a lot of negativity around Valix in the Chimera community, but I think there is something there because occasionally Valix is amazing. So I think it's there's definitely something there. Just a matter of trying to keep him alive.
Yeah,
working out the consistency.
Yes, I think that sums it up well.
Yeah, I think Valix is. He made a point that Valix has enough stuff that he wants to be up with the rest of the army, but he's also not tough enough that he wants to be up with the rest of the army. It's finding that interesting like midline caster point for him.
Yes.
Because there is a certain point where -6 range just means no, you can't shoot me, go away. And I think if you can fine tune that point and keep him out of assassination range, it's going to make for a caster who's just horrible to play into. Not that Chimera aren't horrible to play into anyway, but there we go.
That's a different discussion.
Yes. So my Welsh ended at 3-3, and
Well done.
all 3 of my wins were Vilcool assassinations.
Wow.
And as I said in Discord, it's like, first of all, I thought, what have I've become? Everything I hated. Then I remembered my Mark II play style, which was like, I played Sorcerer, which was feet, and then hit you with power 13s till you die, and I played Strakov, who sent Beast on a banana charge into your backlines and killed your Castron. Oh, and then I got Karchev, who just did the power slide of Torch and Beast into your caster, and oh no, this is just Mark II Cadre all over again. I've been enabled. Help me. So the grand message is, I just need to find something to go alongside my assassination caster, and I'll be grand. So, yeah. Okay.
Nasty flashbacks in there. You've just given me some nasty flashbacks to Mark 1 and Mark 2 Cadle.
Oh, I've got the Mark II Forces of Cadre in the loo at the moment, so I'm reading through it going, how did this used to work? Oh god, that's how this used to work. Oh no, no, we can't have that anymore. Back when things like Roth was just a conceptual thing. Yeah, that's not how many shots you're going to turn, sir. That is how many shots you can take if you spend the focus, making the Decimator one of the worst warjacks in the game. What's that? Roth 2 with Rat 4? Delicious. No wonder no one took the thing. Yeah, it was bad. Okay, Kurt, your final game of day 2.
My final game, Odd Welsh, was against Simon Wellstead.
Okay, one of my locals.
I was going to say, another player who's been around for quite a while. I think one of his first things he said was, I feel like I used to be quite good at this game and I've just got gradually worse and worse and worse.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, I did say that to him as well. He's playing Chimera. So this was another Lilith Indinixion. I've not got his list in front of me, so I can't remember what he had on the table. Actually, no, I can. So he had the character Beast Skiller, and he had a good spread of a combined Vipex and some infantry. It's a very mixed arms list. And fundamentally, did he go? I think he went first. No, he made me go first. I think he wanted the table edge because of the way that it was a very open table. It was, which felt very dangerous. Oh yeah, he had 2 lots of ambushing. So he had the shades coming on one side, and then he had some of the other single wheel infantry coming on the opposite side, and it split the forces. Also because it was best laid plans. So we had the 50s disappear from the middle.
Okay.
So we had massive split. So we had nothing in the middle, and we had 40s on one side, cash on one side, and 40s on the other. So I managed to score his cash, which I think my turn 3. Yes, he made me go first. I scored the cash, pushed him off of it, killed. What do you have there? The solo Riven was on it. Managed to kill that. Even put Aberration into it, just to push the left hand side, or my left hand side, enough to take the. He black oiled my Drakian, but I just activated the Drakian just to score because it was already in place. So killed the things around it and scored. Pushed him back off the other side of the scenario. Was very, very aggressive, and then charged. Looked at assassination, really considered it. Thought I could get a Vipex in, and went, you know what? I think this is much better served in just killing the heavy, because then he's got very little that can really mince meat in the centre of the army. Lilith was awesome in that game. As the shades came in, she killed all of them in one volley of shooting. She killed all three shades in one turn at range. Out of sight, ignores the stealth. Rat 8, 3 shots, 3 dead shades. It was like shot, whatever it's called. Yeah, yeah, it was good. Pushed him up on scenario, took the lead, and we talked through what he had to do to try and get it back. I think I went 6-2 up at the end of my turn, so he had to stop me scoring and score one, and score two rather. I think he managed to push me off and contest mine and stop me scoring all but my rear one. Did I 5-2? Perhaps it was 5-2 at the end of that turn, but he couldn't stop me scoring my flag at the back. Even though he could take, and I was still contesting his, so he couldn't score more to push it back. So I won 6-3 on scenario. It was a welcome last game that was just went to plan. It wasn't. I didn't feel like it was a walkover, but it went to plan. If you know what I mean. My dice were where I needed them, and it worked. It wasn't that pretty, but it worked. Yeah, I just came away just going, maybe Chimera is not really my faction. I really enjoyed them, and I have put them away. And I was surprised. That made me a little bit sad. So they're not going to stay away, because I do enjoy them, even though it's a very different army to what I've historically played. I have really enjoyed playing Chimera, and we'll definitely come back to them at some point.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is the
tally is a disappointing 2-4. So I only won 2 games, lost 4 games.
I was going to ask what's the plan for factions wise going forwards?
Ah, well, that we can come back to on painting table if you like.
Okay.
Well, the medium view is Kithgard, I think. The more I read Kithgard, I've been looking at bits and pieces and the spoilers and the odd bits that come out. Really like the idea of more classic trolls. It's where I played most, and it's what I really enjoy, and I like the vibe that I'm getting from them. Let's see what the rules are and see what comes out. But as I said to Russ that I may pick them up, he just laughed in my face when I said I may buy Kithgard.
I love the fact that when questioned what your new faction is, the answer is trolls. Are they going to be new albino trolls as well?
No, they're going to be albino, but they are going to be new. So how dare you take that back? Yeah, no, Russ, because Russ and I obviously got to know each other, and well, many years. He and I both painted a lot of trolls, and really got into trolls in a big way. I just played predominantly trolls for a long time in Mark 1, Mark 2, less than 3. Yeah. So when I said I may buy Kithgard, he just laughed in my face.
It's interesting how Mark 4 has been like the edition of Homecoming for the both of us. I've gone back to Cadre, which is my original like Mark 1 faction. You've gone back to Trolls, which was your, like, after a brief flirtation at the start with Legion, your first great love.
Yeah, very much. So... Yeah, very. The Legion flirtation was very brief. It's like buy Legion box and buy book, go away on holiday, read book. In the middle of holiday, go and buy Trolls. So yeah.
Dom, did you originally start out with Cadre, or?
Yeah, I mean, Cadre were my first love, and the reason I picked up Wintercore in Mark 4, it wasn't my favourite flavour of Cadre. I wasn't a massive Winterguard fan, but I like the Wolves of Winter and the Doom Reavers specifically.
Oh, yeah. I ran a lot of those for years.
Yeah.
So
you go.
Okay. I mean, for me, once the Annihilated Cadre came out, it's like, yes, this is it. I can have my Mana Wars again, because like running things like the Draken and the Shock Troopers, and specifically the Demo Corps, which the Mark II version of those. Everyone hated them. But then you looked at it, it's like, but they've got the ultimate option for, I can either take 2 attacks that are pretty strong, or I can take 1 attack that is really strong, and they were pretty durable as well. It's like, yes, okay. And the Mana Wars that are here at the moment, I think with a little bit of shine on those, I've done it again. I was going to say Demo Corps. Again, I still can't get Wrecking Crew into my head. A little bit of a shine on the Wrecking Crew. and I think they could be really, really good. But yeah, I think I have my flavour roughly of Cadre back in the game, but it's interesting to see Old Umbre sitting there on the side as another flavour of Cadre you can try.
Oh, well, as Cadre was my favourite, or my first army, and I will never stray far from them, my favourite was the Brinton. I absolutely love them. And so when an Umbre came along and it's a happy marriage of the two, it was just, yeah, this fits a happy spot. And I was chatting to someone the other day. I don't know what they could put in the release schedule that would tempt me at this point. I really don't.
The only thing that could pull me away from Cadre seriously at the moment, I mean, obviously I've got Signal, which is nice to have for the occasional game of a bit of a different flavour. But I think the only thing they could really tempt me with is if they dug into those archives and unearthed, like, McBain 2 and Ashlyn 3.
You like Mercs for a while. I remember you played Mercs for quite a little while. Yeah.
Mercs were my tail end of Mark II and the entire of Mark III faction. I had so many like halberdiers, and I had I had a great Demiano list figured out. My McBain list lasted for 2 editions with minimal changes. That's how just mind-bogglingly awful people found it to play into. My favourite being, still many years later, a game that I had at the Northwest Gaming Centre, where I put failsafe on my Kayazi, which, if anyone doesn't know, means that Kayazi with stealth, if you're outside of 5 inches, you shoot and you miss them. Oh no! But if you move within 5 inches, countermeasure says you can't shoot at all. Went into a convergence force that was nearly all ranged, in a scenario that for this edition bizarrely was just like a single 6x12 box horizontal.
Was that Tim?
No, it wasn't Tim.
No, it was Tim.
Yeah, no. The scenario is like a 6x12 box horizontally across the middle of the table.
Oh yeah.
With like an objective in 2 diagonally opposite corners. My Kayazi ran to the far edge of the box and just lined up like an inch apart. So there's this massive area of the table where my opponent could not shoot. And also feated, which meant that they were super tough for the turn. So even if you knock them down and kill them again, they just heal a point and lie there. My opponent then, to shoot, backed all the way up off the objective onto his side of the table. Alright, cool. Score a point in my turn. Score a point in your turn. Back to me. I kill your objective. I score a point in my turn. You've got nothing you can do at this point because I win. It was such a horrible thing to do, and I treasure it deeply, even though it is massively abusive. And this is why a lot of the Mark II armies possibly had to go away. Tricks like that said, you shall not play the game. Were possible.
I think it was the scale of the game, wasn't it? There's so number of units that keeping track of everything. As we get into Mark III, it was so much the scale of the army. It was so big. I couldn't keep it in my head. I couldn't
even with very classic models in Mark III, I was still getting opportunities with Magnus II to just run turn 1, walk forwards on turn 2, and go, cool, I pick my table edge and your table edge. You can't move forwards or backwards for the entire turn if you start in my control area, and that's most of your army. And watching people as they realised that there was no way they could get any model onto any of the scenario pieces, not in their turn where I was scoring, not in my next scoring turn, and they would be behind so much for the rest of the game. It was back-breaking what you could do. Which, again, is an argument for the current scenario system we have. And not having your Denny 2s, not having your Haley 2s, not having your Denny 1s either.
The unfun, the fun police. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
Anyway, we've gone very much aside. I don't think... Dom, I think you don't think...
I was just thinking that's a good topic for future podcasts, I think, coming back round to factions and the appeal and the kind of But let's come back to that another time,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
So Dom,
sounds good.
should we do your last game?
Yeah, it was against Ryan Jones, and as I mentioned way earlier, it was the mirror. Um, he dropped Lycia, and I went for Yana, Bear Lady. This was a very interesting one. Best laid plans, and we both had a similar idea at deployment where we just ignored the caches completely. Everything was pushed up on the side with the 40s and the 50s, and then the forces disappeared. So just slugfest in the middle.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I was expecting, because my opponent then backed off. Just like you were saying in your anecdote, you just, no, I don't want to have a fight in the middle, I'm going to step back. And so I had 2 turns of scoring both 50s and my flag. He stayed in the fight by actually running off to grab a cache, but you would think that would be a fairly commanding presence. So I
Yeah.
just
Sounds it.
flooded the middle. He had to work uphill to get it. Turns out when you've got the right support pieces for the army, it can turn on and do things against an army that doesn't have support pieces.
Oh, okay.
And he actually did fight his way back into it. We were pretty close on objective points all the way through, and I clocked. If I had, we were one of the last games to finish, I think, because the TO was running around seeing how much time we had left. But when I clocked, he had 2 minutes left, and if I had, no, maybe 3 minutes, I think I would have secured it. But obviously, I didn't. I ran out of time, and then because you do the final round of scoring, he basically scored double for that because I was out of position and still busy killing things, leading to a score of 13-9, which hurts a bit, but it wasn't actually as divergent as it sounds. It was a really, really close game.
Yeah.
But I think it does come back to that. I wasn't feeling the loss of the army box so keenly up until that point when I could see what I was missing.
So what was in that? You said it was Lycia, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was playing Lycia, and he has.
So you've got the feral two primals,
Yeah.
starved.
Yep, the started character beast, the animist, 2 shifters, and the shearlings were the things he had that I didn't. Weirdly, I have to admit I don't think I'd have used the Apex shifters like he did. He was very much proactively changing them with the animist, whereas I've become a big fan of weaponized reactive shifting to just screw with my opponent's plans. Oh, you thought you've cleared charge lane? No, you haven't. Just deal with this one now.
I think the Bears have more potential in that scenario, don't they, going forward when they finally come. Having massively defensive, more heavily armored is quite horrible.
Yeah, the Bears are certainly more defensive, but all of the shifters have amazing utility, more than you would expect, because it triggers on disabled, it stops your opponent from doing anything that is boxed or destroyed. So there's no killing spree, there's no berserk, there's no sidestep. You can just deny all of that just with a careful shapeshift. And he could have done that a couple of times, particularly when I was lobbing spear for the conferred rage, and a, a, a shapeshift just when I'm trying to do that would have shut me down completely. But no, I think he was a very different mindset on how to use them, which was interesting. But when you're then going in to kill other stuff to clear the points, and he's just, oh, I'll go that damage, and nothing happens. It's a bit more painful.
Mm. Yeah, just having access to that little bit of support is very interesting. I think that's that.
But yeah,
The looking at the apex and the shifted for both Urson and Lupine, it looks like that's going to be a mechanic. It's going to be both faction defining, and very interesting to see how it pans out. Because obviously, as you said, it does block a lot of abilities, but it also means it's like, haha, I killed the thing. It's like, have you though? You've been dedicating attacks to killing this thing,
clearing this line,
but it's still here, and in fact, you've made your problem worse. Because now you've got to deal with with a Lupine Apex that's got, armor 17, but has 10 health.
and it's very strong, but I can see why they've done it that way, because you don't want, if people are paying points to solos off the board, it needs to not be trivial to block them coming in. But that does make it very powerful that it's almost impossible to stop. I think the only attack that actually stops them from coming in is Consume.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've got to have that RFP on hit.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, try Chimerics Consume.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, because it's when it's disabled that you do the replacement.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's disabled, box destroyed. So, yeah, you've got to have RFP on hit, which is extremely powerful and really shouldn't be handed out that often. In fact, do you know what this reminds me of? Just as a kind of a brief thing. It's one of the late Mark II Legion casters. I want to say, was his name Callus?
Oh yeah, Callus is the only one left alive.
Yeah, the one where his feat was like, and I produce another incubus, and another incubus, and another incubus.
Oh yeah.
It's just like,
okay,
no, don't want to deal with this, because you couldn't take him off scenario pieces, and it made it incredibly hard to fight back into that game. But no, that's I think we have yet to see the power of Old Umbre with that one.
Right, definitely.
No, and the scary thing is that at the Welsh they came third. Yes, Wout was playing Umbre and came third with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So even without the auxiliary box, they're getting results.
So I mean, if we just quickly kind of run through top 8, because that's a nice cut. We have Storm Legion, Brian Bloods, Chimera, another Storm Legion, Orgoth Sea Raiders, Old Umbre, Gravediggers, and Gravediggers. So,
but those also were the only. Was there only 3 Gravediggers players? I want to say, is that right? And 2 of them were up there.
I think it was 4 Gravediggers players.
Okay. I found that interesting. That they are.
Well, the third one was in 14th.
Okay.
And the fourth one was in 25th. Because they're the one who made the mistake and selected the wrong casters. So that they're listed as Gravediggers and Storm Knights.
What I found really interesting about the top players was, I think it was about round 5 when I looked, and almost all of the top 5 were just Brine Bloods, every single one of them.
Oh, interesting. So Brine Bloods fell out a lot right at the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see it 'cause there's a lot. So there's three in the four. Oh, four in the 4-2s. Yeah, 'cause you had Aaron Wilson, Michael Rhodes. Oh, Jenkins
Jacob. Yeah, Jacob.
and Jacob. Yeah.
Jacob beat JMP.
Oh, I've just noticed they've added the Cornwall flag to Longshanks. That's nice.
Sure.
I do like that we're finally getting the English regional flags in there.
Yeah.
'Cause it used to be like, I can have London or England. Like, cool.
Yeah, I only noticed the other day they've got Devon as well now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I prodded them and they put the Black Country one on there. Not even a county flag, we're having the Black Country to distinguish us from Birmingham.
Good luck with that.
We are distinct from Birmingham, be quiet. They have their own flag. It's not even a proper flag, it was never an official one.
I grew up in Dorset. I don't even know what the Dorset flag looks like.
I'm interested now.
Oh, I don't know what it looks like. It's not going to be.
It's probably going to be
Corfe
really...
Castle or some shit, isn't it?
It's yellow with a white cross with red edging.
What is that? St George Cross on a yellow background.
It's a colour blindness nightmare, is what it is.
Yeah, speaking as one. Yeah.
It's a bit.
The St White's Cross is the flag of the English County of Dorset. Oh, God, Dorset Cross.
Adopted 2008.
Oh wow, because it's not old school. I mean, I don't know of one. I didn't grow up knowing them. I've seen the Cornish flag like forever, but
Well,
not that.
weirdly, it's only been in the last 20, 25 years that most English counties have gone, we should have a flag. Because it obviously used to have like things like Essex, which was it Essex with the triple swords.
I think so.
It's like the old proper cricket counties. They used to have flags because obviously it used to be what they used for the badge.
Yeah, like Somerset and its Wyvern. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of the other counties just didn't bother because they were assembled in the 1970s from bits of other counties and had other bits bolted on, and went
That's weird though, because Dorset is a very old county, but it doesn't have one, which is odd. But yeah, odd, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm surprised if it's 2008 and it's fairly recent that there isn't a little simplified Corfe Castle in the middle of it. But you know, maybe somebody objected to that idea.
Oh no, there's a whole thing behind the lexicography of flags. It's like, to have a good flag, it must be simply replicable by a child.
We're going to segue into fun with flags, aren't we?
We're not doing Sheldon's Fun with Flags.
Uh-huh.
Although, being as many people here will be on YouTube, looking at any of the Flags episodes by CGP Grey, where he rates all the US state flags, it's so fun. Because watching him tear apart some of them for the just truly poor design decisions they have made in creating their state flag. Just, yeah. Also,
we apologise. We apologise for that flag interlude. It won't be repeated.
CGP Grey, great YouTuber, does a lot of interesting stuff, including things like... This is a real one to watch out for. The most efficient method to board an aeroplane.
Look, you can't see me sarcastically nodding, but you know what it looks like.
And why we don't use it. There you go. I'm not going to explain.
Just for the record, I don't care.
I'm not going to explain it because it's too interesting for me to sum up in under 5
I'm very
minutes.
glad. I'm very glad it is.
I realise I watch a lot of stuff that no one else will ever watch. I'm perfectly fine and happy with this.
Look, I can't actually take much of a high horse because if you look at my YouTube, there's an awful lot of cycling. YouTube on my videos on my YouTube. It's no, let's not go there. Moving on.
Mine's largely just trains, but we'll move on from that one as well.
Yeah, I'll try not to go near trains. I don't watch a lot of trains, but my eldest does take the piss. Every so often she'll ask me about a railway or why can't you take a train from Taunton to Yeovil? Oh my god, because of beaching and the branch lines all disappeared, especially in the southwest, and I'm shutting up now.
Yeah, before you'll move into my specialist area. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so I was asked, well, not asked, it was suggested that we do a bit of feedback on the event because the current organisers want to kind of, the organisers for this version, the Welsh Masters, kind of want some ideas for going forwards. So I would say, for myself, I have complained about timings. This is somewhat in jest because I'm old and need sleep. I think the timings that they put out were, in general, fine. I think the round timings are possibly a little bit optimistic, but
It was tight.
But they did a good job of getting us back onto them as soon as they could, and making sure.
Well, agreed.
And making sure that we ended at a decent time, and I'm quite happy for that. Ending at a decent time, giving the people who want to go out to be social time to be social, the people who need to lie down some time to lie down. That was all very nice. I would say that.
Oh, you're not going around the room. You're just going to have all the points. I see. I see how it is.
I'm going to go through a couple of points first. I'll give you some time. Don't worry. I would say that judge calls were handled pretty quickly.
Yeah, agreed.
Anytime I shouted, someone was at my table within 20, 30 seconds. Although sometimes this did involve them being 10 feet away when I'd shouted. And I do shout loud because as a former judge, I know what it feels like to have someone at the back going, "Judge," very quietly, and slightly wave a hand, and you're like, "Is someone looking for a?" No.
Although we couldn't fall back on the traditional of shouting Martin's name, or even Mart, which is a very good way, very loudly, of getting his attention. But we couldn't fall back on that, as I usually would.
No. But yes, judge calls dealt with quickly, and didn't have a problem with it. Although, to be honest, that's a problem that's largely gone away anyway. Judge calls are much quicker than they used to be because the system just tends to work a bit more now.
Yeah, true.
I didn't have any judge calls at all.
Oh, nice. I think mine were mostly for we need you to measure between these 2 points. Is this within 14 inches of this? Because it was one of these cases where we'd have had to measure through a house in the middle of the board, and it was just the judge came along, moved the house, and went, "No, that's obviously out." It's yes, but we couldn't without moving the house, and that was a pain in the arse, and we'll let you do it. I think I'm not sure. Was terrain in their purview, or was that just fire?
That's my first one I'm going to raise. Yes.
Was that just
terrain?
Was that just Firestorm's terrain?
It was Firestorm's terrain.
It was just Firestorm, yeah.
So
it was inadequate War Machine terrain. Is the short version, I think, in my opinion. It is what it is, and if that's what it was, and they know that, then fine. But it was not enough, wrong size, just disappointing.
I did have to make 2 calls over playing on a cricket pitch because, even though my faction is a ranged faction, and I'm pretty okay with playing on a cricket pitch, I didn't think it was fair or an interesting game. And most of all in War Machine, I want to have something interesting in the middle of the board to go, "Oh, okay, how do I have to play this?"
Some line of sight blocking terrain in the middle is essential.
Yes, absolutely.
Or off center's fine, but in the middle.
Yeah, I'll 100% agree. You cannot have full diagonal and full middle to middle sight.
You cannot have General Melchor with his map upside down.
Yeah. Yes, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's a barren featureless desert. There we go.
So, I think because I'm guessing Martin will be inheriting that terrain.
Then previous Welsh have been neoprene with extra stuff on top, so I'm assuming we'll go back to some kind of solution from that. Was it Ben who brought it over last time? I think the previous version there'll be an alternate solution, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Martin has been saying this evening that he's actually on a mission. He's running his Prince of Top, and he's aiming for full 3D terrain on every table.
So right at the end,
the 3D printer.
He was talking about themed tables inspired by you, Dom, and your events of having as many themed tables as he possibly could.
Yeah.
He particularly likes your pirate table, apparently, with your ships and shipwrecks.
Interestingly, and just on a side point here, Warsaw is also looking at doing the same kind of checking out some of the current terrain and going to a really useful box of themed 3D terrain for every table.
Cool.
Yeah.
With, I think the plan is to have 16 to 18 pieces per box, of which you use 12 to 14.
Ah,
So even though you will have a themed table, it won't necessarily be the same themed pieces
that's a good idea.
every time you play it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was an interesting way. And plus, as well, if you have a couple of themes that are close enough, the leftovers can make table 5 and 6 if you need them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, if Martin's looking at 3D printing, getting more terrain pieces in, that would be good. I know there was a discussion on hills, which are both kind of essential and part of War Machine, but also just the worst pieces of terrain to work with. I think the idea of having that little kind of lump of hill that you can just prod under a model to stop it being half on a hill is a great idea. But we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, obviously we don't just want like, here is another big building to slap in the middle of the board.
Although the house that comes with the train set, SFG train, I like that house. It's a little bit big, but I like it. It's not. It's not very much big. It's just a little bit big.
Well, I mean,
I like it.
If it's a little bit big, you can always just scale it. Such is the joy of a 3D printer. You print at like 90% size, and suddenly you have a different size terrain piece.
I mean, it's to scale, but yeah, I take your point. You can just make it a bit smaller. It is gorgeous. It looks so lovely.
This is the thing, though. Messing about like 28 to 32 mil scale, you can miss size by like 5 to 10% either way, and still be kind of roughly in the right terrain. It's like, oh, the doors are too short for people to get in. Yeah, it's a dwarf house.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like there's plenty of ways you can get around.
Audit house, yeah, whatever, yeah, not
Yeah.
audit, but yeah.
Yeah,
Rule folklore here.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
Every
yeah.
door looks like that to me anyway.
Yes, true. But yes, terrain, obviously a little bit of a gripe. It's fixable. I don't think I don't think it robbed my games of a lot of fun, but they could have been. There are 2 games that required judge calls that perhaps wouldn't have needed them.
I played on a lava pit that was bad for the eyes, and I'm colorblind, and had no central line of sight block.
Ouch.
Yeah, no, the 2 we called over were for central line of sight, and yeah, things were moved about.
The acid pool in the middle does not block line of sight. Oh.
No, it doesn't. No.
Well, on our game, we arbitrarily decided that the rubble was actually forest to make it interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, because it was there was a couple of like rubblish things that were a different colour. It's like, can these be forests? Yes, cool.
But as you rightly say, those are things that are very fixable, and that was a one-off, and that's because it was done the way that it was pulled together. It wasn't mine; it was just pulled together with what was available in Firestorm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just is what it is. It was clearly mostly Warhammer terrain. Then fine. It's not a gripe against the way it was run. It was run fantastically. It was, as you say, the timing was tight. I looked at it and I was like, Jesus Christ! But actually, we did not run that long, and they kept it well to time. So fair credit to them for that. It was very well done.
I'm going to throw out one. I don't want to say large gripe because it's not, but it is a gripe, and it's one that's going to go to a lot of tournament organisers. If you are addressing a room that is that loud and that large, and you have a microphone, at least find a working one, or learn how to use it.
Learn how to use it is more the point. I think it worked. It was just a case of how you use it.
I have...
Yeah.
Like, I realised that you can just say, okay, can everyone gather round, which probably should have been done.
Or find someone with a loud voice like mine.
Yeah. I mean, Martin can be heard over anything. Let's face it. The man has a pneumatic drill of a voice, and the announcements were just too quiet. Half the time I couldn't hear them, and it wasn't. Yeah, yeah. That's the long and the short of it. I'm not going to go any further into that one myself.
No, I mean that's fair. I don't have any problems with the event. It, like you say, it was on time and as well organised as it could be. My emotional roller coaster was largely the issue of Longshanks rather than them, but it was handled as best as it could have been. I think my main complaint isn't really a complaint about the tournament running itself. It was the ultimately it's like missing the raffle, things that have been quintessentially
Yeah,
part of the
agreed.
raft.
Yeah,
But it was different,
And
wasn't it? It wasn't a
it's not
Martin.
there.
It wasn't a Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not something that was probably within their control because they were just running the rounds and the Longshanks and that, and all the prizes and everything was outsourced to Steamforge. But I think, given that it was a Steamforge event, I maybe naively was expecting a little bit more pizzazz on the prize table.
uh,
But that said, those metal plates were lush.
Dave has made a very good point in the chat.
Really?
In wow, wow. In that Steamforged very certainly had time to do something with the terrain.
Yes.
It's not as though they are short on resource to do something about that. And as well as that, if they're going to do lock and load next year, well, I mean, 3D printing some extra bits of terrain to go on tables and getting someone in their spare time to just give them a quick dry brush and zhuzh is not outside the realms of possibility. So
No,
yeah,
that's a very good point because
very
it was
fair.
also delayed 6 months. They had extra time to work
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. And again, this is a company that is doing a a 3D terrain. I don't know, not Kickstarter subscription service.
Subscription.
So
Yeah.
the more you think about it, the sillier that one gets. Actually. So yeah, hopefully for lock and load again, as Dave has put in the chat, something is catered for with that. And again, I think if you've got a couple of 3D printers and you started churning stuff out now, you could certainly have a convention's worth by April, May, whenever.
Well, we've got to look at what happened with the WTC this year. We've seen on social media. We've seen the production of all that terrain and the painting of it, and over the last few months, it's been it's definitely it needs to be a bit of a labour of love, but it's a lot of work, but it is definitely doable.
Well, this is the thing. As with most 3D printing projects, once you've got that stuff done, it's not like it vanishes. You're able to use it for future things, and it's not like SFG are just going to kind of, use it once, put it back in the box, and go, there we go, lads, all done. Because if they're going to be,
I believe.
Go on.
I believe this is exactly the same argument they've been saying about painted events. That once you've done one, you've then got your painted army for the next one.
Yes, unless you switch factions.
Yeah, because I stick to the same faction, and that's totally valid.
But yeah, I mean, they've got. I don't know who's providing scenery for UKTC, either the Manchester or London versions. Although, I am just in my head now. I'm thinking they're going to try and play War Machine games with lots of L-shaped ruins and forests.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's being mean now.
I want to know how that would work, because genuinely this is something that I've actually been suggesting to a couple of 40k creators recently. It's like, if you because there's a lot of complaints about scenery on the 40k
Yes.
side of wargaming, because it is.
Perspex scenery was the most recent one I read.
Well, it's not even that. It's that there is no variety in what scenery does or
But
adds to the game.
there was a complaint of not being able to see a model because of the nature of the way it was painted, and it was in the dark shadow behind one of the L shapes. There was an event where they played with Perspex clear bits of the L shaped terrain,
Yeah.
which is almost a switchback where the complaint was always War Machine was too dimensional and unpainted and sat on 2D terrain, and yet 40k if anything is going the other way and
Yeah.
leaning towards this scenery that doesn't look like anything, and models that are painted in a very basic 3-color, it's definitely a weird shift where War Machine came towards fully painted and 3D terrain. It's odd. Fun.
I did have to
Wow.
I did have to point out that it's like, if you want like variety of terrain that's got simple rules and has an effect on the game, look at what War Machine does on the table. Okay, there's a difference in ranges being applied, and you'd have to figure that one out. But like, when you've got 12 pieces of terrain on the table, we're looking at, okay, these two are forests, these two are buildings, so there's block line of sight, and oh, here's an acid bath that applies corrosion. Oh, this is a fire cloud, this is a normal cloud.
This forest is on fire.
This is a dust devil, so okay, that's going to reduce range. And like, people have got all these bits of terrain fairly well done in their heads, because it's not like terrain has changed overly in the last 10 years.
A few additions.
But it's all It's all relatively simple. It has nice, simple rules to work with, and to see the L-shaped ruins. What does it do? It either blocks line of sight or gives a cover save. Woohoo!
Does it stop movement? Where it stops movement for some things, but not other things.
Oh, let's not talk about the inconsistencies and the fact that troops can walk through walls.
Yes.
I did have to explain that one to someone's like, yes, this terrain is breachable, which means you can walk through it. Why can't I see through the windows then? Don't ask. No,
Stupid boy.
You can only not see through the ground floor windows. They're special. Oh.
There's a reason I don't do 40k anymore.
I enjoy 40k, but it is a very beer and pretzels game, and I am perfectly happy for it to be in that space where it is just a fun, chill time to have a conversation. It is a very different feel. It scratches a different itch to War Machine. They are not comparable as games. They approach different parts of my gamer brain, and that is perfectly fine. So, and neither works with the other systems particularly well, but I think they could look at terrain in War Machine and go, actually, we can learn something from what this is doing, and how people are having to consider the board rather than just can I see. So, yeah. Anyway, any more feedback for the TOs? For this one?
I think that sums it up well.
Yeah.
Overall, it was really good. I like the way they ran it. I thought it was effective. It worked. It functioned. So we are talking about the small things. I think overall, really enjoyed it. It was really good. It was really good to see some of the SFG guys playing as well. I really enjoyed that too. And to catch up with them and just chat. And they stood there with watched the end of Martin playing JVP, which was very retro and like a Masters from 10 more years ago.
Yeah. That could have been at UK Games Expo Masters of like 2010.
That's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah. So, no, very much, I think they kept a good job of keeping the atmosphere. I think, having it there took out the normal concerns, which is like around lunchtime, it's like, what do you do? Oh, we have the Firestorm Cafe, which I think they've cut down slightly on what they put in the meals. I seem to remember having a naan with my curry previously, but it was fine. There's certainly enough there. Yeah, overall, good stuff. Get the vibe. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So,
Well,
actually,
back to the next.
one point that I would make, when people turn up on the Saturday morning, please make it a bit clearer if you want them to come to a desk and say they're there, rather than just checking in on Longshanks. Because I know a lot of tournaments now, it's enough to just turn up, put your listing on Longshanks, and wait for round one.
They were more clear on Friday night. They weren't necessarily clear on Saturday morning. I agree. So we were there Friday night, and it was clear they wanted you to register, get your packet thing, your bag of treats, and but you're right. That was kind of a if you know, you know on Saturday morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I mean, I just went and sat down and started getting all my tools together until one of the guys came over and said, "By the way, here's your registration packet. We know you're here." I'm like, "Cool." I'm glad you thought of that because I had no idea I had to come and see you. So, there we go.
Yeah, we were there Friday night, registered Friday night, or checked in, rather, whatever the right word is.
Yeah, no. So, but again, like we're tatting around the edges here. So
Yes.
it's all good. Okay, I think now is time to go to the painting table because I don't know about you, I'm a bit tired. Could do with a drink.
Absolutely.
So, going down the list, Dom, what's on your painting table?
I have been painting Umbro.
Ooh,
Shock.
Slowly working through. I know, shock horror. Well, it is. I've actually got models now. I've just been slowly working on my second unit of Liegemen. I've got
very nice.
everything all primed and based and magnetized now. It's just start work on the next unit, and at least I can take a bit more time on it and not feel I've got a deadline for getting there.
I did like the look of your Liegemen when I saw those at the Welsh. They're quite nice.
Oh, thank you. That's my Dawn Liegeman. I've been doing my Nightfall.
I remember you saying you were going to do like the three Chosen of the Witch thing. Yes. Oh, okay.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see that. Oh, that sounds brilliant.
Well, I'll take a photo once we've finished on this and show you, because I've actually got the two of the same sculpts done in the Dawn and the Dusk or Nightfall colour scheme, so you can see exactly how they stand out against each other. It's looking good. I'm liking it, and I think I made the right choice because there was a worry that it might be too divergent, but it's looking good. I'm pleased.
Cool, very cool. Okay. Kurt, what's on your painting table?
Cephalix.
Well, I had gathered, but let's go.
Had you? Yeah, it's very quick of you. Yeah. So I've got 3 monstrosities. I've written up an army for oh my god, the one that comes in the Cadre, Kythos. Yeah, it's Kythos.
Yes.
So I built I've written a sort of combined arm Kythos list. So I've got Kythos is kind of partially painted. I've been partially doing a lot of stuff, as I tend to do when I want to get things on the table and then try to finish them off. So I've got 3 monstrosities and 2 of each unit of judges on the table, and they were just had the flesh in a cerisi print when I sat down, and they've now had 2 or 3 different dry brushes on the flesh, and they've had all the metal-y stuff blacked out, and I've just been doing all the sort of bandagey kind of like cloth bits, and now started on their sort of sash, which I'm doing in a red to sort of bring it out and make it look a bit different. I'm not going for a high-end paint job, but I am just kind of getting through it to get it on the table and have some fun. I'm waiting for trolls.
So you
Really,
did.
that's why.
So you doing this as like a continuation of what you did with Aberration?
Aberration, very much. They look like Aberration. Yeah, I like my Aberration. I'm happy with the way that looks. So yeah, start with the same paint that I'm using for seems to be everything at the moment, which is not even it's not even a craft paint as such. And then highlighting up with a few with like what's that kind of Vampire Fang is the colour it's called, and then with an elf flesh over the top. And I probably will go back with a smaller highlight on them afterwards, but then get all the bits around the edges and the side look a bit pinky and sore and raw. I like that effect, even though at a certain point I can't see it anymore, but I know it's there because colour blindness. Even though the colour is still there and I can see the colour, the weird thing with colour blindness is your brain makes assumptions, or my brain makes assumptions about what I'm seeing, and will remove. It's like contrast on a photograph. It sort of removes the outliers. It's an odd thing, even though I know the colour's there. So yeah, painting very much is these sort of things can be technique, because I can see it when I really focus and think about it. So yeah, that's my aim. Not to get too overcomplicated. Painting something for fun because Chimera I spent a lot of time on. And they weren't easy to paint because they are complex models with lots of detail, and it's hard to. At a certain point, and other people before, it's hard to know what's armor, what's the soft flesh, what's the hard flesh, what's the weapon, because it all overlaps and intertwines.
Yeah.
But you sort of get to a point of a bit of a system with Chimera and just go with it. But yeah, these are a bit more simpler and a bit more fun. It's definitely an interlude. It's a very, very cheap army from that 3D printing perspective. I thought it'd be fun because I like the idea of doing Cephalics a while ago, but they were hard to get and hard to find and it was expensive to pull together, whereas it's nice to be able to do a bit. It's a small army. I'm not going nuts with it. It's very limited. It'll be fun for a bit and something different, and then we'll start getting trolls on the table, on proxying trolls as soon as rules are out, which is hopefully soon.
Nice.
How about you, Mike? What's on your painting table, if anything?
Well, obviously, as the one person who can't paint while podcasting because my brain doesn't work that way, nothing right now. But what will be on the painting table is some more Grey Knights. Yeah, I have about 2.5 full boxes of Grey Knights to assemble, plus 2 Grey Knight Razorbacks for 40k, because they've been sat there for too long while I've been painting up all my winter core. Yeah, I have recently just finished a 5-man strike team who will be going in one of those Razorbacks, and I've only got another 10 of those to build, and then 10 of the Marines for the personal teleporters, and then 35 Terminators. And
when are you thinking about dipping into your Umbre and painting them?
The Umbre might wait a while.
Okay.
Purely because, and I was looking forward to playing Umbre, but I think they might be a club thing for a while, because if we're moving to a point where we're going to have like regular 2-dayers of painted stuff, it may actually be that Winter Core for the moment stays as my painted tournament faction. Purely because I've already got a lot of stuff in there, and this week I've expanded my retinue of casters. So I went and had a game at club with Savarin this week, which I lost to Lilith by assassination because
that's funny.
of course. But it was a very close game. I was 7-5 up on scenario. And if there was a point where if I had moved Savarin slightly forwards and managed to get Medveditsa into control range, then the beast that killed me would have been dead. Like, flat out, no options, just dead. Which was a bit of a pain. As it was, Medveditsa did a hell of a job by bashing it twice with the claws, then throwing it at a building. Which then allowed other things to like chip in shots from range, but it left it on I think 5 boxes.
You can just heal it and it goes in.
Yeah, and another 2 points of damage. Well, another 2 focus on Medveditsa would have been very useful. And this was also a game where I found out, oh, that's why Escort's good in Cadre. Because it came to a point where the enemy flag was only occupied by Medveditsa. I needed a second model there to start scoring it this is in Trench Warfare. I was like, okay, well, can my Great Bear make it there? It's speed 4. Oh, but it runs for free and at +2. Oh, and if I put superiority on it, then that goes up from let's see, that's 9-11. Oh, that's 13. Oh, and I've got Escort up, so the Great Bear can run 15 inches in a single turn. Jesus. Oh, and all of a sudden, this Armour 22 Jack just goes whoop, halfway up the table. And Chris Dacre, who is facing me, just goes, how are you getting that speed? I'm like, well.
Cheating like a mofo.
It's like, I have this head, and this spell, and this spell. It's like, oh! Oh, that moves pretty fast, doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
In that case, I'm going to table flip and storm out.
I mean, he went on assassination in the end, but it was like I did give him a game of it, which is more than I do most time against Chimera because I found them incredibly hard to play into as Cadre. But yeah, so I mean, for all intents and purposes, for War Machine, Savarin might be the next thing on the painting table. And I'm 50-50 on plans for painting him because I either want to do like continue my normal theme, in which case he will get the green and the yellow and blue shoulder pads, and he will continue to be just another Warcaster, or I go the more highly skilled and the bit that makes me sweat route, which is give him like proper like white parade officer's garb with
Oh my god,
with gold brocade.
Wow.
that'd be
And-
cool.
And it's like
Do it.
What, and sort of green trim to tie it in, but just go with the
I'd look for military uniforms that go with that bright white parade ground look,
yeah
and see what
naval
they've got
officer
us.
kind of like
But like that sort of stuff, it's like, oh, that's tempting to make him stand out as like the this guy who's got the echoes of Irusk, of that supreme commandant, going through him, unlike anyone else who's just a Warcaster who's coming up through the system.
Yeah, he's absolutely got the ego for it.
Yeah. So, and if not, I mean, he is man of the big hat. He has to have something that draws the eye from across the table, which I like to try and do with all my Warcasters. It's the same reason that the Man of War one's got a pink hair. It's the same reason that Baronova has the blue and yellow tassels down her back for the where the Arcanists have those tabards, and she's got two. They turn from red to blue and yellow on her.
cool.
Yeah, I like to try and make all the war. I mean, it's primarily for visual reference for me more than anything else. Like, I need to know where my Warcaster is at a single glance on the table. I find it
That's
incredibly.
sensible.
Actually, this is something to be said for the fully painted thing as well at the Welsh. I find it incredibly frustrating in all grey games to look across the table and go, "Where's your caster?"
So
I-
Sharis is the worst one for that, isn't it? Sharis stood next to the support unit. People go, "Where's your caster? Which one of these four here?" But I'm not telling you which one.
It's like I have huge problems in that. So I mean, what I would ask is for people who are painting, please take 5 minutes, even if you're doing the most basic paint job in the world, to just add a little splash of colour, a little bit of something different, maybe something on the base. I mean, we don't have to worry about base heights in War Machine particularly, so
No.
maybe build it up a little, or do something to make your Warcaster just pop a little more if we're going to go for the whole fully painted thing and not just be the same colour as everything else. Generally, people are pretty good about it, but it's like sometimes like, where is it? So
It's part of the reason I really like the extreme sculpts they've been doing on the print service.
yes. Also, that does take away the terrible Jake sculpt. Sorry to ever sculpt the original one. It's bad. I don't like it. Just an opinion. Yeah, some of those extreme sculpts have been very interesting. Yeah, so was it Lycia sitting in the tree and yeah, that's good. It's good idea. Although extreme plugger, that's a thing.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Like which I don't, isn't a bad thing as long as it's playable on the table and you can work with it. I'm constantly finding models now. It's like, we're gonna have to scorn charge this one. What does that mean? We're gonna move it in backwards. There we go.
Yep.
A lot of people
Yeah.
have forgotten the old scorn charge. It's certainly.
That's just one thing that Dom didn't mention earlier on when he was talking about about playing Cadre so much. He played Scorn quite a lot too.
Yeah, they were fun. They didn't quite click with me the same way that Orgoth haven't quite clicked with me here, but no, they were fun. But best huge face models ever.
Yeah.
Oh, with the oh yeah, oh god, yeah, the Scorn ones.
Yeah, I sold mine now. I was quite sad to see the Mammoth and
Hydra.
Hydra and Xerxes 2 all disappear from my shelf.
Oh yes, of course. Xerxes 2 on it. Was it the? Is it Rhinodon or something he was
It was a big
riding?
rhino thing, yeah.
Yep.
That thing was immense. Yeah, no. That's some interesting models that will, never come back into circulation unless SFG really go off their heads crazy, their pants on head crazy. Yeah. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see just how much does come back of the upcoming digital factions and how much gets revised. I'm looking forward to that. So, anyway,
Yeah, that's interesting.
we've waffled. So,
Indeed.
yes. Final reminder: if you're interested in Welsh Masters, tickets are available on
Friday the
Words
26th. Friday the 26th at 7 p.m. they're available from.
from
Friday
Fire,
the 26th of September.
from Firestorm's
From Firestorm Games.
Firestorm's Battlefields website.
Yes.
So go to Firestorm, look for the Battlefields. Welsh Masters, June 27th, 28th, 2026. It should be a fun time for all. Your ticket, if it's the same as this year, does include lunches on both days. And when Martin puts out a call for Welsh cakes, have some Welsh cakes because they're absolutely lovely.
It is worth saying on the Welsh tickets that they are staying the same price up until the end of December. From January, the prices are going up.
Yeah, you've got an early bird special going on there, so get in while you still can, I guess. Right. Other than that, you've been listening to Elite Cadre, the War Machine podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously. I've been Mike.
I've been Kurt.
And I've been Dom.
And there's still no Nick to say goodbye to himself.
Oh, say goodbye, Nick.
No, he's not here.
Oh. Too busy.
Right, there we go. That's a podcast. Thank you to everyone who's been
Awesome.
listening live. Hopefully we will start doing these more again now that I am not stuck in the painting dungeon.
Painting dungeon.
You don't know what it's like for me when I'm forced to paint. Like I have to put my painting cap on and everything else goes away. I haven't been able to do anything else for months, effectively.
So if I put my Cephalix on the table now, mostly because of what I've done this evening. It's reasonable. I could do with some metal, some silver and stuff, but actually, right now looking at that, I'm going, I could go on the table and look reasonable.
Ugh.
Knock it out. Just get it done.
Nice.
I know. I mean, if I sit here, I was actually surprised the other weekend when I got 3 Warjacks done in a day. That was terrifying speed for me. I don't paint that fast.
That
I
was
can do
impressive.
either. I can paint quickly and reasonably, or I can spend a lot of time on, and yeah. I have plans for my trolls. New things with trolls, new painting stuff, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, I'm going to press the stop streaming button. So